Facing such reactions from Lin Jing and Lin Ju, the Lin family patriarch not only refrained from blaming them, but also looked at them kindly and said, somewhat excitedly, "Good, good, good. Such good children. The Lin family is not yet extinct. With you still here, I can finally rest easy." As soon as the Lin family patriarch had finished speaking, the Changyun clan patriarch looked toward Lin Jing and said directly, "This child from the Lin family is more than just good. He is absolutely fantastic." After learning about his identity, I specifically looked into some of his background. I had no idea before I investigated, but this investigation took me by surprise. This child of the Lin family is so outstanding, it makes me quite envious. Hearing this, the Lin family patriarch was visibly surprised, and after glancing at Lin Jing, he looked towards the Changyun clan patriarch and asked, "Oh, what do you mean? You're even jealous of him. I'd like to hear how this young fellow has made you feel that way." The Changyun clan patriarch then spoke and said, "You might not be aware, but this young fellow from your Lin family reached the pinnacle of solidifying body in less than 200 years. Upon hearing this, the Lin family patriarch quickly turned his head to look at Lin Jing, full of disbelief. 200 years, pinnacle of solidifying body. Even the core disciples trained by top sects in the Eastern Spirit Realm didn't advance in their cultivation so quickly. And to achieve such rapid advancement in cultivation, apart from those few famously monstrous figures in cultivation history, no one else has managed to do so. But unexpectedly, such a monstrous figure has emerged in the Lin family at a time when it was nearly wiped out. Could it really be the case of extreme growth after decline? Is the Lin family about to rise again? Such a thought was naturally understandable. However, they didn't know that Lin Jing's achievements were closely tied to the system. Only the existence of a system remained unknown to outsiders. And Lin Jing's true spirit root aptitude wasn't as impressive as they thought, as before this, Lin Jing's aptitude was rather poor. Of course, now, Lin Jing, having consumed several mystical spiritual objects to enhance his spirit root aptitude, though not monstrous, was quite good. Meanwhile, as the Lin family patriarch looked at Lin Jing in shock, the Changyun clan patriarch continued. More importantly, not only is his cultivation advancement swift, but his alchemic talent is also extraordinary. It seems he has inherited the Lin family's alchemic talent, and his skill in alchemy has also progressed rapidly. By now, I estimate that even if he hasn't reached 7th grade, he must be very close. Upon hearing the words of the Changyun clan patriarch, the Lin family patriarch stopped paying attention to him, but looked at Lin Jing with eyes filled with excitement and said, "I still don't know what your name is." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing quickly gave a respectful bow to the Lin family patriarch and said, Responding to the patriarch, "I go by the single name Jing." Lin Jing. The Lin family patriarch tasted the name before continuing to ask, "May I know your current grade in alchemy?" Lin Jing replied. Replying to the patriarch, "I've had a breakthrough not long ago, and am now a 7th grade pill master." Upon hearing this, although a sole entity, the Lin family patriarch's smile was so wide it could not be concealed. 7th grade pill master. Good, good. I never thought that the Lin family would produce a prodigy of this caliber at such a time. After speaking, the Lin family patriarch turned to Lin Ju with a gentle voice and asked, "And you, what's your name?" Lin Ju also hastily gave a respectful bow to the Lin family patriarch and said, replying to the patriarch, "My name is Lin Ju. In terms of alchemic cultivation, I am not as talented as my brother. Currently, I'm only a 5th grade pill master." The Lin family patriarch nodded continuously, smiling as he said, "Good, good. 5th grade is also quite good. You both are doing well." After saying this, the Lin family patriarch looked at them, his face full of compassion, and said, "Without the protection of any power, it must have been very hard for you two to make your way in the world alone. I truly appreciate the hardships you have endured." Upon seeing this, Lin Jing quickly comforted him. "Patriarch, you worry too much. We actually have been managing quite well." The Lin family patriarch then waved his hand and said, Back then, had I not been so determined to produce the Ascension pill, I would not have incurred heavenly punishment, leading the clan to face the calamity of annihilation. Our Lin family, at its peak, was untouchable by anyone. It was exactly because I insisted on producing that Ascension pill that we were struck by the heavenly punishment, resulting in the loss of our strongest combat force and the decline of our entire family. Eventually, this also gave the long-hidden remnants of the Yi clan a chance to nearly wipe out the Lin family completely. After saying this, the Lin family patriarch continued, deeply anguished. I'm a sinner of the Lin family. If it weren't for my stubborn actions, the Lin family might still be powerful, and you too could have received better resources for cultivation and have had better opportunities. At this, the Changyun clan patriarch quickly spoke up, trying to console him. Old Lin, it wasn't your fault. Everything you did was for the purpose of producing the Ascension pill. And those Yi clan remnants were exceedingly cautious, too deeply hidden. Even when your Lin family had no means of resistance at the end, he did not show himself. It was only today, perhaps because he felt the timing was ripe, that he no longer regarded our Changyun clan seriously. So he let his guard down and was tricked into revealing himself. Had we known earlier that the Yi clan remnants still existed, we would have successfully eliminated them first before starting on the Ascension pill. The Lin family ancestor couldn't help but sigh and said, "Talking about this now, there's no use." After speaking, the Lin family ancestor looked towards Lin Jing and opened his mouth to speak again. Your alchemic talent is not bad. It's just a pity that the most important part of the alchemy techniques of our Lin family heritage has been completely lost with the disappearance of failing. And I, being but a remnant soul and not the original body, cannot pass on the true ancient alchemy arts of the Lin family to you. If you had obtained our Lin family's alchemy techniques, I believe your mastery of the alchemy Tao would have been even higher. At this time, the Changyun clan ancestor spoke. What Lin family took was only a part of your Lin family's alchemy Tao. Wasn't there other parts? Moreover, after learning their identities, I specifically looked for the elixir medicine they had made and found that it was indeed made using your Lin family's alchemy Tao, not a bit off. The Lin family ancestor shook his head and said, without the part of the heritage that failing had, the transmission of the alchemy Tao is not complete. Although one can still make elixirs, the higher the rank of the elixir medicine, the greater the chance of failure in making them. After hearing this, the Changyun clan ancestor frowned and thought for a moment, then spoke. Such tremendous alchemic talent he has, it would be a pity if he couldn't cultivate the highest level of alchemy techniques. After saying this, the Changyun clan ancestor turned to the Lin family ancestor and said, why not let him cultivate our Changyun clan's alchemy techniques? What do you think? It was at this moment that Lin Jing suddenly spoke up, saying to both of them, Elder Ancestor, Changyun Elder. Actually, the part of the alchemy techniques that Ancestor failing took away, I have found, and what I am cultivating is indeed the complete alchemy techniques of the Lin family. When the two heard Lin Jing say this, they were both stunned and then immediately reacted. What? The Changyun clan ancestor exclaimed in shock. Let me see it. Although the Lin family ancestor was a spirit projection, he was still extremely excited. Lin Jing nodded and then took out 2 jade slips containing the Lin family's alchemy techniques from his space ring. Seeing these jade slips, the Lin family ancestor reached out, and the 2 jade slips immediately flew towards him. Then, the 2 jade slips were held before the Lin family ancestor, and he carefully observed them. After observing for a while, the Lin family ancestor said with immense excitement, Indeed, these are the Lin family's alchemy techniques. Where did you find them? Did you see failing? Lin Jing then spoke. Elder Ancestor, the latter part of the alchemy techniques I found on Immortal Crossing Island, and I also met Ancestor failing there. However, when I saw him, he had already turned into a skeleton. Immortal Crossing Island. I had no idea you actually went to Immortal Crossing Island. And you even left there safely. It's truly unbelievable, said the Changyun clan ancestor with a look of surprise. Lin Jing nodded his head. The fact that I could reach Immortal Crossing Island was actually an accident. After speaking, Lin Jing turned to look at the Lin family ancestor, who, after observing for a while longer, waved his hand and returned the jade slips back in front of Lin Jing. Seeing this, Lin Jing also put away the jade slips once again. At this time, the Lin family ancestor spoke. Failing was the hope of our Lin family. At the time with his cultivation, he was actually the last person who should have had an accident. That's why I entrusted him with the most important latter part of the alchemy techniques. Never did I imagine he would still disappear without a trace. Can you tell me about the scene when you found Failing? Lin Jing nodded his head and then recounted the experience of encountering the two skeletons inside the water pool on Immortal Crossing Island to the Lin family ancestor. After listening to Lin Jing's story, the Lin family ancestor also became silent. This time, the Lin family ancestor was silent for quite a while before he came back to his senses. After he regained his composure, the Lin family ancestor stood up and walked toward the house in the small courtyard. As he walked, the Lin family ancestor also spoke. "Follow me." Then, the Changyun clan ancestor, along with Lin Jing and Lin Ju, followed the Lin family ancestor into the house in the middle of the courtyard. From the outside, the house looked like a typical dwelling and had nothing out of the ordinary. However, as soon as they entered, they discovered that this house was quite different inside. The whole house on the inside was much larger than it appeared from the outside, and this place was different from what was seen on the outside. This was a massive alchemy room. Inside this alchemy room, utter disarray prevailed. The entire wall and even the ceiling had been shattered. From the broken edges, one could clearly see that the materials used to build this alchemy room were anything but ordinary. They were of that incredibly rare and resilient type. However, even such sturdy materials had been destroyed, which left one to wonder what had actually happened here. In the middle of the alchemy room stood a pill furnace, already split into several pieces. Above the pill furnace floated around elixir medicine that radiated seven-colored light. At this moment, the remnant spirit of the Lin family's ancestor drifted beside the elixir medicine and then said to the elder of Changyun clan, "Elder Hong, this time I have to break my word. I can't give you the whole Ascension pill." Upon hearing these words, the elder of the Changyun clan looked directly at Lin Jing and Lin Ju. "You intend to let them consume the Ascension pill, don't you?" The Lin family's ancestor nodded and said, "Now that the Lin family is gone, there's not much I can leave for these two children. It's just this failed Ascension pill. I plan to give half of the Ascension pill to them to consume, and the other half take back with you for you and Elder Bai to research." After listening, the elder of the Changyun clan responded, "The elixir medicine is your creation. You can arrange it as you see fit. I will have no objections, and I believe that even if Elder Bai was here, he would feel the same." The Lin family's ancestor smiled and said, "Elder Hong, after I completely dissipate, please take care of these two children for me." After hearing this, the elder of the Changyun clan looked at the Lin family's ancestor and solemnly replied, "Don't worry." No sooner had the elder of the Changyun clan finished speaking than the Lin family's ancestor waved his hand and split the seven-colored elixir medicine floating there into two. This elixir medicine was incredibly unique. Once divided, what remained automatically reshaped itself into spheres. However, the newly formed elixir medicines were half the size of the original. As a result, the Lin family's ancestor now had two pieces of seven-colored elixir medicine in his hands. One of them he sent to the elder of the Changyun clan with a wave of his hand. "Keep this for now. Take it and find Elder Bai with it," he said. "I trust that the two of you will succeed in crafting a true Ascension pill. The task of refining the Ascension pill, I leave to you both." The elder of the Changyun clan accepted the seven-colored elixir medicine and then, looking at the elixir medicine, shook his head with a bitter expression on his face. "Old Lin, I expect I'll be joining you soon. Leave the Ascension pill to Elder Bai." At this moment, the Lin family's ancestor turned to Lin Jing and spoke. "As for the lifespan issue, don't be too quick to give up. I think you can let our Lin family's lad give it a try. After all, he has inherited all of our Lin family's legacy. He might just make it. The elder of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing, examined him carefully, and then addressed the Lin family's ancestor. All right, then I'll do as you say and try him first. If it truly doesn't work, then we can consider the last step. The Lin family's ancestor laughed upon hearing this. Without pause, he split the remaining piece of elixir medicine in his hand into two again. The piece of medicine turned into two pieces. Following that, the two pieces of medicine flew towards Lin Jing and Lin Ju respectively. Lin Jing was about to ask a question when he found himself immobilized by a force. And the seven-colored elixir medicine flew directly into the mouths of Lin Jing and Lin Ju. No sooner had the elixir medicine entered their mouths than it immediately transformed into an extremely domineering seven-colored spiritual power that surged through their bodies. Overwhelmed by the seven-colored spiritual power, Lin Jing had no choice but to sit down cross-legged and revolve his cultivation technique to aid digestion. Lin Ju, likewise, did the same after consuming the medicine, sitting down cross-legged immediately. It seemed that he too was circulating his cultivation technique to absorb the sudden influx of seven-colored spiritual power into his body. As Lin Jing and Lin Ju were fully engaged in digesting the elixir medicine, the Lin family's ancestor looked at them with eyes brimming with affection. Seeing you both fills me with gratification. With you here, I believe the Lin family will surely rise again. Having said that, the Lin family's ancestor turned to the elder of the Changyun clan and said, Elder Hong, after I have completely dissipated these two children of our Lin family, I entrust to your care. The elder of the Changyun clan gazed at the Lin family's ancestor, his eyes lingering as if to imprint the memory of his dear friend who was about to vanish completely into his heart. It wasn't until a good while later that he shifted his gaze and nodded. After the seven-colored elixir entered Lin Jing's body, it was not refined by Lin Jing. Instead, just after refining a thread of seven-colored spiritual power, Lin Jing's cultivation had already reached the perfect state of the solidifying body realm's pinnacle. He could not absorb even a bit more. During this period, it seemed that the Lin family's ancestor was also aware of the situation within Lin Jing's body. Therefore, he directly helped Lin Jing by guiding him to condense the seven-colored spiritual power inside his body into a seven-colored divine pill, hovering within his own dantian. The condensation of this seven-colored spiritual power was extremely difficult, and the slightest distraction could cause the already condensed spiritual power to dissipate again. As a result, Lin Jing did not dare to relax in the slightest and had to temporarily block out all external perceptions, concentrating all his efforts on condensing the seven-colored divine pill. By the time Lin Jing successfully condensed the seven-colored divine pill, he did not know how much time had passed. When he opened his eyes again, Lin Jing hurriedly looked forward, only to find that the spirit of the Lin family's ancestor was not there. Apart from himself, only the Changyun clan's ancestor and Lin Ju were present. At this moment, Lin Ju had her eyes tightly shut and was sitting cross-legged, obviously not yet having fully condensed the elixir medicine. Meanwhile, the Changyun clan's ancestor beside her was channeling spiritual power into Lin Ju's body, with quite evident fluctuations of spiritual power within her. It looked like the Changyun clan's ancestor was apparently helping Lin Ju to condense the seven-colored divine pill. Upon seeing Lin Jing awake, the Changyun clan's ancestor looked at him and, without speaking, communicated telepathically. You're awake. Wait a moment. Your sister will be finished soon. Lin Jing nodded, then quietly waited. Time passed, and it was quite a while before the Changyun clan's ancestor withdrew his hand, pulling back his spiritual power. At this time, the spiritual power within Lin Ju also gradually stabilized. After the Changyun clan's ancestor pulled back his spiritual power, he turned to Lin Jing and said, All right, your sister should wake up very soon. Lin Jing nodded, and then, bowing with clasped hands, said to the Changyun clan's ancestor, Thank you, Senior, for your assistance. The Changyun clan's ancestor waved his hand and replied, "Old Lin has already entrusted you to me. These little matters count for nothing. You need not be so formal." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing hurriedly asked the Changyun clan's ancestor, "Senior, how long do we spend refining the elixir medicine?" And our ancestor, before Lin Jing could finish, the Changyun clan's ancestor's eyes dimmed. Seeing the look on the Changyun clan's ancestor, Lin Jing understood what had happened. He did not speak any further. At that moment, Lin Ju also woke up. After regaining consciousness, Lin Ju first looked around, and finally her gaze landed on Lin Jing. "Brother, our ancestor." It seemed that Lin Ju also had a premonition. At that time, the Changyun clan's ancestor slowly opened his mouth and said to them, "You two took a full 7 days to condense that Ascension pill. As for old Lin, he was already seriously injured with no hope of recovery after the failed attempt to refine the Ascension pill 10,000 years ago. He had to abandon his body and hide in the already damaged innate Dao treasure, the pill furnace, to survive until now. Opening the secret realm this time, calling him forth, he appeared voluntarily, wanting to see you all one last time. He was already just a spirit remnant, and after 10,000 years, he could no longer hold on. After making all the arrangements for you, old Lin's spirit completely dissipated." Upon hearing this, both Lin Jing and Lin Ju fell silent. The Lin family's ancestor, whom they had just met, had now completely vanished. Lin Jing had a mixed feeling in his heart at this moment. The care and affection their ancestor had for them were not feigned, and Lin Jing could feel it clearly. Seeing the two in such a state, the Changyun clan's ancestor again spoke up, comforting them. "You should not be too saddened. Old Lin was actually content just being able to see you." At these words, Lin Jing remained silent for a long while before finally saying, "Senior, I want to know about the Yi clan and the Ascension pill." The Yi clan and the Ascension pill were the primary reasons for the Lin family's downfall. As enemies of the Lin family, the Yi clan's actions against them had their reasons. But as the enemy of the Lin family, Lin Jing naturally wanted to understand the reasons behind it, and, if possible, hoped to do something for the Lin family in return. Secondly, there was the matter of the Ascension pill. From the previous conversations of the two ancestors, it was not difficult for Lin Jing to guess that the main reason for the downfall of the Lin family, aside from the Yi clan, was precisely that Ascension pill. The Lin family's ancestor also seemed to have been seriously injured due to this Ascension pill, leaving him without hope of recovery. Lin Jing was equally curious about the Ascension pill and wanted to know what kind of pill it actually was. As Lin Jing's voice fell, the Changyun clan's ancestor looked at both Lin Jing and Lin Ju and began to say, "Actually, even if you hadn't asked, I would have told you about the Yi clan and the Ascension pill." Lin Jing and Lin Ju hurriedly turned their gaze to the Changyun clan's ancestor, waiting for his answer. And the Changyun clan's ancestor did not hesitate, beginning to narrate to them. To truly speak of it, we have to go back 1,000,000 years. Upon hearing about 1,000,000 years, Lin Jing frowned slightly, then said, 1,000,000 years ago, to think it was so long ago." The Changyun clan's ancestor nodded and continued. 1,000,000 years ago, there was a sudden great upheaval in heaven and earth, and an extraterrestrial calamity descended at the same time. The South Continent domain of Ming. You must have heard of it. At that time, an extraterrestrial calamity fell upon the South Continent domain of Ming, turning most of its regions into the barren Forbidden Zone, leaving less than 1/10 of its territory that has become the current Nanming domain. And the calamity in the domain of Ming on South Continent began since then. Lin Jing nodded and said, "I once ventured into the barren Forbidden Zone, and at its edge, I encountered an elder who told me about this matter. According to that elder, at the center of the barren Forbidden Zone lies a samsara fruit that fell from beyond our world. It is precisely because of the presence of this samsara fruit, continually absorbing the life force within the zone, that the barren Forbidden Zone has remained, with no one daring to approach." The elder of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing, somewhat astonished, and said, I had no idea you were aware of the matter regarding the samsara fruit. Indeed, it is indeed because of that samsara fruit that the barren forbidden zone has persisted. After finishing, the elder of the Changyun clan continued. In fact, this disaster is only one of them, including Immortal Crossing Island, which also emerged suddenly 1,000,000 years ago. Actually, whether it's the calamity in the domain of Ming on South Continent or the sudden appearance of Immortal Crossing Island, these were just preliminary signs. And the real disaster quietly arrived at that time, but initially no one knew. The real disaster? What is it? Lin Jing asked. The elder of the Changyun clan raised his head, looked through the large hole in the roof of the alchemy room, gazed outside, and then slowly said, "It was since that time that our entire cultivation world, no, not just ours, but all the cultivation worlds we know of haven't had a single person ascend." Unable to ascend? Both Lin Jing and Lin Jing were stunned. The elder of the Changyun clan nodded and continued. Even if one's cultivation had already reached the pinnacle of Mahayana and had surpassed the tribulation of becoming immortal, the legendary channel for Ascension no longer appeared. Normally, reaching the pinnacle of Mahayana would attract the tribulation of becoming immortal, and after surpassing this tribulation, the channel for Ascension would open. At that time, immortal energy would infuse the body. The cultivator's spiritual power would transform into immortal yuan, and thereafter, they would ascend and become an immortal. However, after surpassing the tribulation of becoming immortal, with no channel for ascension appearing, this cut off the path of ascension for all cultivators. Amid his shock, Lin Jing asked the elder of the Changyun clan, "How could this be? Could there be some problem in the immortal realm?" The elder of the Changyun clan said, "Clearly, with such occurrences, there undoubtedly are problems in the immortal realm. However, with the level of our cultivations, even if there's a problem in the immortal realm, it isn't something we can investigate. And with the channel for ascension no longer appearing, we also can't find out exactly what happened in the immortal realm. Thus, we began seeking ways to investigate the cause of the troubles in the immortal realm. And to probe into the causes of the troubles in the immortal realm, we must find ways to enter the immortal realm. Now, without the channel for ascension, entering the immortal realm is not such an easy task. But fortunately, in the outer spatial void alongside other cultivators from different cultivation worlds, we have together managed to locate a place from before the ancient era where someone once smuggled into the immortal realm using certain coordinates. These coordinates lead to a section of the celestial barrier that is particularly weak. Entering from these coordinates allows direct access to the immortal realm. However, breaking through this section of the celestial barrier is extremely difficult. It not only requires extremely strong cultivation, but also the involvement of a true immortal, using immortal yuan to channel the immortal energy of the immortal realm in order to succeed. And the Ascension pill is indeed an unparalleled elixir that dates back to before the ancient era. In times before the ancient era, when heaven and earth first separated, the spiritual energy in the cultivation world was also extremely rich, and the threshold between the immortal realm and the cultivation world wasn't as stringent as it is now. Even immortals who had already ascended under suitable conditions could also descend to the mortal world. The Ascension pill is also from that era, brought by a descending immortal. Taking the Ascension pill allows one to become immortal on the spot, without undergoing the process of ascension. Hearing the elder of the Changyun clan's explanation, Lin Jing was utterly astonished. "I had no idea the Ascension pill was so powerful, allowing one to become immortal directly." The elder of the Changyun clan nodded. It was under such circumstances that the top cultivators from various realms of cultivation world gathered together. After hundreds of years of exploration, they finally found the elixir recipe for the Ascension pill. After finding the elixir recipe for the Ascension pill, the group discussed and decided to place the recipe with your Lin family, who would be responsible for crafting the Ascension pills. Meanwhile, others continued to search for the materials required to make the Ascension pill, hoping to cultivate a true immortal with it. However, this Ascension pill, originally from before the ancient era, was brought down from the immortal realm, and many of the spirit plants and immortal materials in the recipe had gone extinct. Some even existed only in the immortal realm, making it completely impossible to gather them all. The group spent tens of thousands of years searching for those materials, but ultimately failed to yield any results. Seeing no hope in their search, many had given up and sought other methods. Only your Lin family remained stubbornly dedicated. In order to study the elixir recipe and find alternative spirit plant materials, your Lin family spent nearly 1,000,000 years and efforts of countless generations probing that recipe. Fortune favors the bold, and finally, 10,000 years ago, in the hand of Elder Lin, your Lin family gathered all materials needed to craft the Ascension pill. This Ascension pill, due to the limitation of materials, it differed significantly from the original materials recorded in the elixir recipe. Even though none of us were optimistic then, Elder Lin firmly believed that the replaced materials, having compatible properties, were almost perfect substitutes, nearly identical to the original Ascension pill. Elder Lin, he bet everything of the Lin family, decisively choosing to begin alchemy. Upon hearing this, Lin Jing somewhat understood. The alchemy failed, didn't it? The elder of the Changyun clan hesitated for a moment, then spoke. Yes, the crafting of the Ascension pill failed. Elder Lin was right. The materials he replaced perfectly matched in properties with those in the original Ascension pill recipe and could almost perfectly substitute them. When the alchemy reached the final stages, just as the pill was about to form, it triggered a Dan tribulation. Dan tribulation? It was the first time Lin Jing had heard the term, naturally causing him some confusion. The elder of the Changyun clan explained. A Dan tribulation is a phenomenon that might occur when elixir medicines above the 9th grade are about to form, signifying that the pill has exceeded the limit of medicinal pills in its plane. It's in the process of becoming an immortal pill, and the rank of the Ascension pill is exactly that of an immortal pill. It can be said that if the Dan tribulation were crossed, then the Ascension pill would have been successfully crafted. At this point, Lin Jing asked, he couldn't pass through the Dan tribulation, could he? The elder of the Changyun clan nodded, saying, yes. Elder Lin had made all necessary preparations to face the possible Dan tribulation. But when the Dan tribulation struck, its power exceeded everyone's expectations. When the Dan tribulation struck, several of the top experts from your Lin family, who were assisting in the alchemy, all died under it. And Elder Lin himself was severely wounded, forced into a desperate situation, and entered the shattered innate Taoist pill furnace as a lingering soul. Upon hearing this, Lin Jing looked at the broken furnace in several pieces in the alchemy room. Following Lin Jing's gaze, the elder of the Changyun clan also looked towards the pill furnace, then said, this is the furnace. It's also an inherited object of your Lin family. An innate Taoist pill furnace, albeit now shattered. Such a pity. Innate Tao treasures are forged from special, innate spiritual objects, which are unique. Once destroyed, they can never be restored. Even if this pill furnace is ultimately repaired, its rank will be permanently reduced, never regaining its properties as an innate Taoist treasure. Lin Jing looked at the broken pieces of the pill furnace and couldn't help but feel silent. The attempt to craft the Ascension pill had turned out so tragic, even the Lin family's inherited innate Taoist pill furnace had shattered. Subsequently, the Changyun clan elder continued, even including what you saw, Gonlin Island, which had sunk to the seabed, and the dilapidated scenes within this secret realm, were all due to that terrifying elixir calamity. After hearing this, Lin Jing was silent for a moment, and then said, wasn't it said that the elder had already made preparations? So why did the elixir calamity become so terrifying? Do you know, senior? The Changyun clan elder nodded and then spoke. This naturally. You have also taken part of the Ascension pill. Please share your feelings. Lin Jing nodded, pondered for a moment about his feelings when he had taken the Ascension pill, and then spoke. This Ascension pill, I felt it was extraordinary. The spiritual power inside is very special. If refined, it could directly enhance one's cultivation at an extraordinary pace. However, if one wants to become an immortal using this Ascension pill, I still feel it's quite impossible. The 7-colored spiritual power contained in the Ascension pill is extremely special, and there is no problem in enhancing cultivation, but I feel it's fundamentally impossible to become an immortal with it. There ought to be something missing. The Changyun clan elder nodded and said, lacking immortal yuan. The most important step in refining the Ascension pill is to channel immortal yuan from the elixir calamity. Previously, before the ancient era, the immortal realm was extremely normal, without any accidents, and channeling the elixir calamity would naturally bring down the immortal yuan with it. This, before the ancient era, was a very ordinary matter, so the person who wrote out this elixir recipe didn't care about this matter and did not include it in the elixir recipe. While Lin did find spiritual objects that could be substituted in alchemy, because of a mishap in the immortal realm, the elixir calamity could not bring down the immortal yuan. Originally, one of the functions of the elixir calamity was to channel immortal yuan, to enhance an elixir medicine beyond 9th grade to the level of an immortal pill. However, because it couldn't channel down the immortal yuan, the rank of the elixir medicine could not continue to improve, thus causing the elixir calamity to become increasingly strong. When Lin realized this, it was already too late to stop the elixir calamity, and his attempt to reverse it had also come too late. Until the end, your Lin family's innate Tao treasure, the pill furnace, was destroyed by the elixir calamity, and the elixir medicine refinement failed. Only then did the calamity completely stop. By that time, Ganlin Island, where the Lin family was located, had already been destroyed by this elixir calamity. So that's what happened. Upon hearing this, Lin Jing murmured to himself. Just as Lin Jing finished speaking, Lin Ju also spoke. But I also heard that before this, our Lin family had already encountered a curse, not just this elixir calamity, but also other bizarre incidents that occurred to the Lin family. Just like what you, Senior, and the Changyun clan have encountered during this period. Why is that so? The Changyun clan elder said. Speaking of that, it's unrelated to this elixir calamity. Actually, it was all the mischief created by the remnants of the Yi clan. Upon mentioning the remnants of the Yi clan, Lin Jing immediately remembered the hunchbacked old man holding a withered bone book and wearing a tattered black robe. The Changyun clan elder nodded. The remnants of the Yi clan had somehow obtained an extremely bizarre, innate Tao treasure, the Disaster Heavenly Book. The origins of the Disaster Heavenly Book are unknown, untraceable, and it's unknown who refined it. It can curse cultivators through the sacrifice of living beings, causing various accidents to befall the cursed individuals. Moreover, during the cursing by the Disaster Heavenly Book, it's extremely secretive and undetectable by any means. This is what makes the Disaster Heavenly Book most terrifying. All the bizarre incidents that the Lin family encountered 10,000 years ago, as well as the recent events that our Changyun clan has encountered, were actually the work of the Disaster Heavenly Book. Had I not gone on a trip to the outer spatial void a while ago to seek the truth and accidentally heard some news, I would not have imagined that such a bizarre innate Tao treasure existed in this world. It is also because I knew of this object that I had some suspicions and thus devised a plan to draw out the oversight from the Yi clan. The Disaster Heavenly Book, no wonder. Then, Lin Jing continued to speak. Senior, since we spoke of the oversight from the Yi clan, could you tell me more about the Yi clan? The Changyun clan elder said. Naturally, regarding the Yi clan, it's actually quite simple. The Yi clan, along with us, the Changyun clan and your Lin family, are families that have been passed down since the ancient era. Originally, at the beginning, although our two families and the Yi clan couldn't be said to get along very well, there was still some interaction. It never escalated to the point of enmity. However, just 1 million years ago, during that disaster, while all of us were striving to create an immortal using the Ascension pill, the Yi clan, ignoring the common conventions of the cultivation world, secretly refined a human evil pill, attempting to use it to cultivate an evil immortal. Human evil pill? What is a human evil pill? With a puzzled face, Lin Jing couldn't help asking. The Changyun clan elder responded. The human evil pill is a special elixir medicine refined using cultivators as the main ingredient. Using cultivators as the main ingredient. Hearing this, both Lin Jing and Lin Jing couldn't help but shiver and gasp in shock. The human evil pill, after being consumed, can significantly enhance one's cultivation, but it's too harmfully against heavenly principles and is condemned by the entire cultivation world. Moreover, there's a side effect after consuming the human evil pill, where the consumer's sanity will be gradually eroded, becoming very prone to insanity and murderous rampages. The cultivation world had long agreed that any forces wishing to refine the human wicked elixir must be destroyed on sight. At that time, the Yi clan, along with your Lin family and our Changyun clan, were the top powers within the inner sea of demonic spirits. When the Yi clan's secret production of the human wicked elixir was accidentally exposed, the news exploded in the cultivation world, leading many to come to our two families, asking us to investigate the Yi clan. Given the incident occurred in the inner sea, it was our undeniable duty to send people to investigate the Yes family. However, the team we sent had just entered the Yi clan's territory when they were ambushed by the Yi clan, suffering heavy losses. At that time, the Yi clan had almost descended into madness, with the main family members from top to bottom having all consumed the human wicked elixir. Realizing they could not hide it any longer, the Yi clan stopped pretending and began openly plundering all cultivators in their territory who were not part of the Yi clan. They wanted to use the lives of those hundreds of thousands of cultivators to refine a supremely powerful human wicked elixir and planned to use this elixir to forcibly elevate the Yi family's ancestor to the immortal realm. This brought even greater outrage throughout the entire cultivation world. Thus, our two families took the lead, with assistance from other forces, to band together and erase the Yi clan from the cultivation world. At the time, we thought we had eradicated all those involved in the Yi clan's manufacturing of a human wicked elixir, but little did we expect, one slipped through the net. This has led to all these bizarre incidents. After finishing, the elder of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing and Lin Jing and said, "This is the entirety of the incident. Now, do you understand?" The two nodded repeatedly and said, "We understand, elder." The elder of the Changyun clan nodded slightly, then looked at them and continued. "Now, that survivor from the Yi clan has become a supreme elder of the Seven Seas Hall, which is not good news for us. Indeed, as the elder of the Changyun clan had said, the supreme elder of the Seven Seas Hall held an unrivaled authority in the Seven Seas Hall, and if Yi Mingyi were to leverage his position against the Changyun clan, it would be very troublesome for them." But just at that moment, the elder of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing again and said, "Lin Jing, you mentioned earlier that you are now a 7th grade alchemist, right?" Lin Jing nodded and said, "Yes, elder." The elder of the Changyun clan smiled and then continued, "Very good. I would like you to help me refine a batch of elixir medicine. What do you say?" Hearing the elder of the Changyun clan's words, Lin Jing immediately remembered a previous conversation between his elder and the elder of the Changyun clan. From their earlier discussion, it was not hard to guess that the elder of the Changyun clan's lifespan was not much longer, and a 7th grade alchemist was just capable of refining a type of elixir that increases lifespan, the longevity life extension elixir. The one made from the main ingredient, the undying longevity grass, along with the auxiliary ingredient, the eternal life vine, was the longevity life extension elixir Lin Jing had previously collected. Depending on the quality of the longevity life extension elixir, it could extend life by at least a few hundred years, and the highest quality, the flawless longevity life extension elixir, could add up to 2,000 years to one's lifespan. Lin Jing then spoke. "Elder, would you like me to help you refine the longevity life extension elixir?" The elder of the Changyun clan nodded and then said, "Honestly, I have lived for tens of thousands of years, and my lifespan is already nearing its end. Originally, before this, I was prepared to risk this little remaining lifespan to forcefully kill Yi Mingyi. But this idea was persuaded out of me upon meeting old Lin again. I can die, but after my death, the Changyun clan will have no one to anchor it. Although we have allied with the Shocking Seas Alliance, and the Seven Seas Hall cannot destroy our Changyun clan, without someone able to anchor it, our Changyun clan would find itself in a very difficult situation. So, I accepted old Lin's suggestion to try and refine the longevity life extension elixir and see if I could live a little longer to deal with the remnant of the Yi clan in a more secure manner. Upon hearing this, Lin Jing pondered for a moment and then said, "Elder, the longevity life extension elixir you need is probably not ordinary, is it? If I'm not mistaken, Elder, what you need is likely the flawless lifespan life extension elixir." The patriarch of the Changyun clan nodded gently and said, "Indeed, if it were a common quality lifespan life extension elixir, our Changyun clan could have produced it. However, I have already consumed a life-extending elixir once before, and consuming it again would have no effect. So, I must have a flawless lifespan life extension elixir to increase my lifespan. Although we belong to the same ancient alchemy family as the Lin family, our alchemy techniques differ. Our Changyun clan's alchemy techniques emphasize reliability, ensuring high success rates and quality of the elixirs. As for the creation of flawless elixir medicine, our Changyun clan hasn't focused much on that. Therefore, the likelihood of producing flawless quality elixir medicines through our Changyun clan's alchemy techniques is not very high. In contrast, your Lin family's alchemy techniques are the exact opposite of ours. The people of your Lin family always enjoy taking risks, and the direction of your alchemy techniques naturally gravitates towards achieving flawless quality in elixir medicines. So, the probability of encountering flawless elixir medicines when your Lin family refines them is relatively higher. That's why I wanted to try reaching out to you this time." After hearing this, Lin Jing pondered for a moment and then replied, "Elder, helping you refine the lifespan life extension elixir is no problem. However, I cannot guarantee that I will be able to produce a flawless lifespan life extension elixir." The patriarch of the Changyun clan smiled upon hearing this, and then said, "No one can be fully sure of successfully creating a flawless elixir medicine. Moreover, a 7th grade lifespan life extension elixir is something no one in the world can guarantee to successfully refine. All you need to do is your best, and even if you don't succeed, no one will blame you." Lin Jing nodded upon hearing this. "All right. Since Elder has said so, I will certainly give it my all and do my best." The patriarch of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing reassuringly and said, "Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just do your best." Afterward, the patriarch of the Changyun clan prepared to leave the secret realm with Lin Jing and Lin Ju. Before leaving the secret realm, at the urging of the patriarch of the Changyun clan, Lin Jing also collected the broken Taoist treasure pill furnace from the Lin family. Though the Taoist treasure pill furnace was shattered and could not be restored to its original status as an innate Tao treasure, this pill furnace was extraordinary. Even after repairs, though it might not regain its status as an innate Tao treasure, it would still be a supreme-grade Taoist treasure pill furnace. A supreme-grade Taoist treasure pill furnace is a highly coveted item among other powers and can refine 9th-grade elixir medicines without any problem. Moreover, the patriarch of the Changyun clan also told Lin Jing that the quality of this pill furnace was too high, and normal masters of artifact refining could not repair it. To repair this pill furnace, one would need to go to the Eastern Spirit Realm, where there is someone capable of repairing it. Whenever they go to the Eastern Spirit Realm, they can find that person to help repair this pill furnace. Lin Jing listened and silently noted this matter. After collecting the damaged pill furnace, the three of them left the alchemy room. Upon exiting, they looked around at the small courtyard with complex expressions. Then, Lin Jing and Lin Ju bowed towards the courtyard, and afterward, they were led out of the Lin family's secret realm by the patriarch of the Changyun clan. When the group emerged, the secret realm was already deserted. Lin Jing learned from the patriarch of the Changyun clan that because they took too long inside, he had sent the people originally guarding the place back home earlier. Upon exiting the secret realm, the entrance to the secret realm also disappeared, and the crescent jade pendant flew back again, merging back into Lin Ju's forehead. Soon afterward, the patriarch of the Changyun clan led Lin Jing and the two to leave Gonlin Island and flew towards the Changyun archipelago. Having just returned to the Changyun archipelago, the Changyun clan's elder ancestor first made arrangements for Lin Ju, and then, together with Lin Jing, went to the center of the Changyun archipelago, to the place where he usually secluded himself for cultivation. Here, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan gathered several grandfathers of Changyun Yuanshuang and spoke of having Lin Jing help with the preparation of the longevity life extension elixir. However, as soon as the elder ancestor brought up the matter, Changyun Yuanshuang's third grandfather immediately spoke up, trying to dissuade him. Elder ancestor, is it really appropriate to have Lin Jing prepare the elixir medicine? After all, he has just broken through to 7th grade alchemist not long ago, and he hasn't even prepared a 7th grade elixir medicine yet. Our entire clan has put forth all our efforts and has only managed to collect materials for the longevity life extension elixir twice. Opportunities are scarce. We can't afford to waste them. After his objection was voiced, Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather also spoke at this moment. Try to provide comfort. Elder ancestor, I think it's normal for the third brother to have concerns. Since you've decided to personally take action this time, why not prepare both sets of materials yourself? After all, you're a rare 9th grade alchemist in the world, and the preparation of 7th grade elixir medicine is effortless for you, with a much higher chance of producing flawless pure elixir. The alchemy techniques of the Lin family are indeed stronger than our Changyun clan in preparing flawless pure elixir, but the only one in the Lin family who can prepare 7th grade elixir medicine, Lin Jing, is too young. Although he is an alchemy genius and has been promoted to 7th grade alchemist in such a short period of time, his youth means he lacks the experience in preparing 7th grade elixir medicine, and it may be difficult for him to control the preparation of a longevity life extension elixir. After he finished speaking, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan looked at everyone, then said, I'm aware of what you all are saying. The preparation of flawless pure elixir is different from other qualities of elixir medicine, and even as a 9th grade alchemist, I can't guarantee success. If one batch fails, even if I prepare another, there's still no guarantee. I've already decided the preparation of the longevity life extension elixir will be split between myself and Lin Jing, each of us preparing one batch. If we succeed, all is well. If we fail, then we'll continue with the plan I discussed with you before. There's no need for further discussion. Seeing their elder ancestor resolute, the several grandfathers of Changyun Yuanshuang could only shake their heads in resignation, then responded, As you say, elder ancestor. The elder ancestor of the Changyun clan nodded, and then said to Lin Jing, In the coming period, I'll have them prepare some 7th grade elixir medicine materials for you to practice with and get familiar. After some time has passed, I will begin the alchemy directly. You can observe. If I succeed, there'll be no need for you to prepare. But if I fail, then the preparation of the flawless longevity life extension elixir will be in your hands. Lin Jing nodded, saying, Although I can't guarantee success with the longevity life extension elixir, please rest assured, elder ancestor, I will do my utmost. After hearing this, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan nodded in acknowledgement, then said, All right, that settles the matter. Everything you need for the alchemy, I will arrange for someone to prepare. After finishing, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan inquired about the recent situation in the Seven Seas Hall. Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather replied, The identity of Yi Mingyi has been revealed by us. According to our investigation, after we exposed Yi Mingyi's true identity, it seems that there have been internal divisions within the Seven Seas Hall, splitting into two factions. One faction, led by Yi Mingyi, wants to launch an attack against our Changyun clan, while the other, led by the current Hall Master of the Seven Seas Hall, wishes to strip Yi Mingyi of his powers. However, Yi Mingyi has been operating within the Seven Seas Hall for over 10,000 years, and the majority of those with real power within the hall are closely linked to Yi Mingyi. I suspect that the faction led by the Hall Master will soon be defeated. Once the Seven Seas Hall falls completely into Yi Mingyi's hands, they will likely wage war against us. After listening, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan pondered for a moment and then continued to inquire. What about the Shocking Seas Alliance? Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather continued. Xiao Yinshuang's conspiracies were thwarted and failed. After being saved by Yi Mingyi, he joined his ranks. However, when Xiao Yinshin left, he still took a portion of the people from the Shocking Seas Alliance to join the Seven Seas Hall. Lu Jingtao has already represented the Shocking Seas Alliance to fully ally with us. However, due to Xiao Yinshuang's incident, the alliance is now undergoing a full reorganization. After hearing this, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan nodded lightly, then said, "The task of liaising with the Shocking Seas Alliance will be entrusted to you. Also, since Yi Mingyi has emerged and we have fully allied with the Shocking Seas Alliance, the marriage of those two youngsters should be arranged if possible." Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather spoke. Yuanshuang and a young man from the Lu family have also been asked about their affair. They both wish to consider marriage after this matter is settled. The elder ancestor of the Changyun clan nodded after hearing this, then said, "With our tense situation with Seven Seas Hall, it's indeed not a good time for these matters. It's better after everything is resolved. Once the matter ends, we'll organize a grand ceremony for the two of them." After saying this, the elder ancestor of the Changyun clan continued, "How are the other affairs within the clan being arranged?" Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather replied, "Over the past few days, we've already called back most of our clan members who were outside, leaving only a small number of people to gather intelligence and prepare for any attack from the Seven Seas Hall that could come at any moment. Speaking of this, it involves some internal arrangements of the Changyun clan that were irrelevant to Lin Jing. Lin Jing did not linger here, but bid farewell to a few people before leaving this place. After Lin Jing left, a member of the Changyun clan immediately took Lin Jing to another location within the Changyun archipelago. There, Lin Jing met Lu Youjio, the three brothers, the siblings Changyun Yuanshuang and Changyun Yuanlei, as well as Lin Ju. All of them were present. As soon as Lin Jing arrived, Yin Wanfei hurriedly came forward. "Brother Lin, I didn't expect you to already be a 7th grade pill master. That's impressive. You didn't say anything about it earlier. I thought at most you were 5th grade. Changyun Yuanlei also chimed in with a faint voice. "Every day my grandparents lock me in the alchemy room, and now I'm only a 6th grade pill master. Even so, they call me an alchemy genius. Big brother, your alchemic talent is far superior to mine." Seeing their reactions, Lin Jing knew that they must have learned of his task to concoct the longevity life extension elixir for the elder of the Changyun clan. Seeing their state, Lin Jing also hurriedly smiled and said, "Being able to advance to a 7th grade alchemist also involves some luck." After speaking, Lin Jing did not want to dwell on this topic and quickly changed the subject. "By the way, I just heard them talking about the marriage between Brother Lu and our friend from Changyun. I had heard before that the two of you have always had a childhood sweetheart relationship. How come after such a long time, it has not been settled yet?" As soon as Lin Jing finished speaking, Changyun Yuanlei quickly spoke up. "I know about this. Actually, it's mainly because..." Lin Jing was quite successful in shifting the topic, as it immediately caught everyone else's attention. Yin Wanfei moved up next to Changyun Yuanlei, with Hala Three Rivers likewise leaning in to listen. Although they were aware of some details, they certainly did not know as much as Changyun Yuanlei and were naturally very interested in the matters of the past. It was not just the two of them. Even Lin Ju couldn't resist the temptation and slowly moved closer. Everything was so harmonious. The only discordant note was the two people concerned, who couldn't help feeling somewhat speechless as they watched the others huddle together. The Qingming pill is one of the most lackluster types of 7th grade elixir medicines. When cultivators consume a Qingming pill during their practice, it can increase their cultivation speed for a certain period of time. Even though it is said to increase cultivation speed, as a 7th-grade elixir medicine, its effect is actually not significant for cultivators at the solidifying body stage or even those in the Tao integration stage. After reaching the divinity transformation, cultivators must additionally nurture their soul spirit alongside advancing their cultivation. It is generally essential to progress both cultivation and soul spirit side by side, even if consuming a Qingming pill could cause a breakthrough in one's cultivation level. However, at that point, it becomes necessary to stop and cultivate the soul spirit, waiting for it to catch up with the cultivation level before proceeding further. For cultivators who have reached the solidifying body or even Tao integration stage, their spirit root aptitude would not be poor, and thus, advancing their cultivation naturally would not be difficult. On the other hand, improving the soul spirit requires continuous refining over time. This leads to the situation where the usage of the Qingming pill is not very significant. Moreover, another downside of the Qingming pill is that it is difficult to concoct, being more challenging to produce compared to other 7th-grade elixir medicines. Despite these drawbacks, the Qingming pill has been passed down since the ancient era. The sole advantage is probably its simple ingredients, which are not rare and relatively easy to find. Even the essential herb, Qingming root, can be cultivated. Therefore, the Qingming pill is most suitable as a special elixir medicine for training alchemists to improve their proficiency. At this moment, within a small but extremely well-protected island in the Changyun archipelago, Lin Jing was sitting cross-legged in the island square. In front of Lin Jing was the cloud-patterned purple-gold furnace bestowed to him by Changyun Yuanlei, which he had been using consistently. Located at the central square, the pill furnace was glowing red, and although the area beneath it was warped, no flames were visible. Despite the absence of visible flames, one could clearly feel the terrifying temperature at the bottom of the furnace. This was the colorless flames condensed from Lin Jing's divine fire triple realm, having reached the 3rd level of his practice. At that time, Lin Jing was sitting cross-legged, manipulating the flames at the bottom of the furnace while simultaneously extending his divine sense, carefully monitoring the activities within the pill furnace. At this moment, a fragrant scent continuously wafted out from the crevices of the pill furnace. Clearly, the elixir furnace medicine had reached the final, critical moment before pill formation. In the square, aside from Lin Jingji, who was performing alchemy in the center, there were 2 others on the edge of the square. These 2 were none other than Grandfather Changyun Yuanshuang and the Patriarch of the Changyun clan. At the moment, both were observing Lin Jing, who was in the midst of alchemy. "Elder, what do you think?" Grandfather Changyun Yuanshuang's voice was very soft, as if afraid of disturbing Lin Jing. "This batch of elixir medicine should be good. I estimate that a supreme elixir will emerge, but we still need to see his final solidifying pill process, if there are no accidents." Grandfather Changyun Yuanshuang heard this, gently nodded his head, and said no more. Meanwhile, there was a disturbance in the pill furnace on the field. Seeing this, Lin Jing promptly gathered his spiritual power. The invisible, colorless flame at the bottom of the furnace also surged upward, enveloping the entire pill furnace in that twisted space. Simultaneously, within the pill furnace, Lin Jing used his divine sense with great care, solidifying the elixir medicine that was about to form. Finally, the elixir medicine was fully solidified and completely formed. The batch of elixir medicine had also been successfully refined. After the elixir medicine was completed, the entire fragrance of the elixir suddenly spilled forth, pervading the entire square. "Supreme elixir!" Grandfather Changyun Yuanshuang exclaimed. The Changyun clan patriarch nodded and said, "Indeed, it is a supreme elixir." As their voices fell, Lin Jing also stood up at this moment and then moved to the side of the pill furnace. With a wave of his hand, the pill furnace was immediately opened. As soon as the pill furnace was opened, several elixirs flew out from within. Lin Jing reached out his hand and directly caught the elixirs. Then, Lin Jing extended his hand and looked at the several elixirs floating in his palm. This batch, Lin Jing had refined a Qingming pill. In total, 5 had formed. The Qingming pill is green when formed. The rounder the pill and the deeper its color, the better the quality of the elixir medicine. Conversely, the worse the quality. Of the 5 elixirs in Lin Jing's hand, 3 were not very round, and, upon closer inspection, one could even see some impurities. These 3 were medium-grade elixir medicines. Then there were 2 more, one of which was somewhat round and also showed no impurities. This was a superior Qingming pill. Beside this superior Qingming pill was another slightly larger elixir medicine. This elixir was different. It had a lush green color, with a green light flowing on its surface, looking extremely beautiful. Moreover, this elixir medicine was exceptionally round, its surface devoid of any impurities. This elixir was the supreme grade Qingming pill. After inspecting the elixir medicines, Lin Jing immediately took out a wooden box and placed the elixirs inside it. Then, Lin Jing carried the wooden box and walked toward the 2 individuals at the edge of the square. Upon reaching them, Lin Jing handed the wooden box to the elder of the Changyun clan. "Elder, please have a look." The Changyun clan patriarch took the wooden box and then began to examine the elixirs inside. After a while, he picked up the supreme grade Qingming pill and observed it closely in front of his eyes. After the examination, the Changyun clan patriarch put the elixir back into the box and nodded at Lin Jing. "Good. Compared to some time ago, there is much progress. After practicing for a while longer, you can begin preparing the longevity life extension elixir." Lin Jing nodded. The Changyun clan patriarch continued. "Don't practice alchemy tomorrow. I have already made preparations. Tomorrow, we will start the furnace to refine the longevity life extension elixir. Come and observe to gain some experience before the actual refinement." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing nodded. "Understood, elder." Soon, the 2 of them left. As for Lin Jing, he turned around and headed to the other end of the square. At the other edge of the square lay an alchemy room. Since his arrival at Changyun Archipelago, a month had now passed. During this month, Lin Jing had been concocting elixir medicine in this alchemy room without ever going out. Although Lin Jing did not venture outside, every few days someone would deliver the necessary alchemy ingredients for his work. With the Changyun clan support, Lin Jing had no need to worry about the supply of alchemy ingredients. Additionally, Lu Yojio and Lin Ju would occasionally come by to inform Lin Jing about the outside world's affairs. The internal strife within Seven Seas Hall seemed about to reach its conclusion, and the situation between Changyun clan and Seven Seas Hall was becoming increasingly tense. Even minor frictions had started to emerge. During this period, neither the Changyun clan nor the Shocking Seas Alliance had been idle. The Shocking Seas Alliance had been dealing with the aftermath of the Xiao Yinxian incident, setting them back quite a bit of time. Now, they were nearly done reorganizing. On the Changyun clan side, in addition to consolidating their forces to prepare for the conflict with Seven Seas Hall, the remainder was to prepare for the concoction of the longevity life extension elixir. The Changyun clan's ancestral Old Master, as the top combatant of the entire clan, held a role that could not be underestimated. FreeWebNovel.com. Without him stationed at Changyun clan, even if they were to win the conflict with Seven Seas Hall eventually, the Changyun clan would still suffer a significant loss of strength. Therefore, the entire clan was deeply concerned about the concoction of this elixir medicine. Back in the alchemy room, Lin Jing, sitting cross-legged, carefully recalled each moment of today's alchemy process. This time, Lin Jing did not perform alchemy in the system space. No, it should be said that recently, most of the time, Lin Jing conducted alchemy outside the system space. Moreover, Lin Jing did not use the bonus attachment feature. The elixir medicine he produced was entirely dependent on his own level of alchemy Dao. The main reason for doing so was to hone his genuine alchemy skills, as he needed to create flawless-grade elixir medicine for the Changyun clan's Old Master. Lin Jing was unsure about concocting a 7th-grade, flawless-quality pure elixir. If there had been sufficient time, it wouldn't have been a problem for Lin Jing to create a flawless grade longevity life extension pill. But the issue now was the imminent conflict between the Changyun clan and the Shocking Seas Alliance versus the Seven Seas Hall. There wasn't much time left. Moreover, there were only 2 sets of ingredients for the longevity life extension pill. The Changyun clan's old master would use one set himself, and only the other set could be used by Lin Jing. Figuratively speaking, this was Lin Jing's only chance. Though Lin Jing's system space contained the undying longevity grass and longevity vine, these 2 spirit plants took too long to grow. After coming to the inner sea, the system space had just undergone an upgrade, and he didn't have sufficient harvest points to hasten their ripening. Under these circumstances, Lin Jing could only improve his own alchemy level and then rely on the 10% chance of producing a flawless elixir medicine at the 7th grade alchemy room to try his luck. If that didn't work out, he would have to think of other methods. Afterwards, Lin Jing replayed the entire process in his mind and, after reflecting, identified a few areas where he could have done better during the alchemy procedure. Then, pondering for a while, he came up with a few different plans. Once he had finished his contemplation, Lin Jing couldn't wait to start experimenting. The next morning, the Changyun clan's old master was ready to start the pill furnace to concoct the longevity life extension elixir. Lin Jing was also brought early to the heart of Changyun Archipelago, the core area of the Changyun clan, by one of Yuan Shuang's elders. Here, there was an extremely important alchemy room belonging to the Changyun clan. Moreover, in this place rested the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace, the most important pill furnace of the Changyun clan. Although it didn't compare to the Lin family's now shattered innate Dao treasure pill furnace, it still was a formidable supreme grade Daoist treasure. And using the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace for alchemy could significantly increase the success rate. However, due to the special nature of the materials used, the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace couldn't be stored in ordinary storage treasures. Therefore, most of the time, this radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace was kept in the most secure core area of the Changyun clan. The expansive alchemy hall that housed the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace could accommodate tens of thousands of people with no issue. When Lin Jing arrived, the others were already there. Several grandfathers of Yuan Shuang from the Changyun clan had even activated the hall's formation in preparation for the old master's alchemy session. In addition to the elders of the Changyun clan, Yuan Shuang and her brother, as well as Lu Yojio, had also arrived. Upon Lin Jing's arrival, he walked straight towards the group. Big brother, Brother Lin, Changyun Yuanlei, and Lu Yojio, upon seeing Lin Jing, greeted him. Lin Jing, smiling, said, "So you have come too?" "Of course. To witness and learn from the old master's pill concoction is a must," Yuanlei said with a laugh. Lin Jing nodded and responded, "Indeed, observing a senior's alchemy is tremendously beneficial for us." Just then, the Changyun clan's old master entered the hall. Seeing the old master of the Changyun clan, everyone present greeted him. "Ancestor, forbear." The Changyun clan's old master looked at the crowd and nodded. And then he turned his attention to Lin Jing. Following that, the Changyun clan elder approached Lin Jing and said, "When I am refining the elixir later, observe carefully. If I fail this time, it will be up to you." Lin Jing nodded and said to the Changyun clan elder, "Senior, please be at ease. I will do my utmost and not let you down." The Changyun clan elder nodded slightly, then walked towards the center of the main hall. When the Changyun clan elder entered the center of the main hall and approached the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace, several grandfathers from the Changyun Yuan Shuang immediately activated the formation. In an instant, a transparent light screen rose in front of everyone, quickly enveloping the Changyun clan elder inside the main hall. As the transparent light screen rose, another formation pattern emerged beneath the feet of the crowd, and the whole formation began to operate. The first formation was a shielding formation that could block any external disturbances. The second formation was a special formation with a gathering spirit effect, upon its activation, it provided an abundant supply of spiritual energy for the interior of the formation. It also stabilized the interior spiritual energy to prevent it from becoming too chaotic and potentially disturbing the alchemy process. Once both formations had been activated, the Changyun clan elder then began making preparations. The Changyun clan elder waved his hand, and dozens of spirit plants needed for refining the longevity life extension elixir floated up in front of him. Then, with his right hand raised, a cluster of golden flames burst forth from the palm of his hand. As the Changyun clan elder lifted his right hand higher, the golden flames in his hand grew more and more intense. Eventually, with a wave of his hand, the golden flames flew towards the floating spirit plants in midair. Before the actual refinement of the elixir medicine, it was necessary to refine all the spirit plants required for the elixir, removing impurities so that the alchemy process could begin. The Changyun clan elder was performing this initial refinement, removing impurities and preserving essence. The Changyun clan elder's display of golden flames was exceedingly powerful, far surpassing even Lin Jing's divine fire triple realm. Under the refinement of the golden flames, the impurities in those spirit plants were continuously refined, and the size of the entire plant gradually diminished. Since these spirit plants varied in rank, both high and low, the speed of refinement also varied. In no long time, some of the spirit plants were already refined. Seeing that some spirit plants had been refined, the Changyun clan elder directly set aside the refined plants, continuing the refinement of the others. As time slowly passed, the spirit plants were refined one after another until, at last, only the two most important ones remained: the undying longevity grass and the longevity vine. These two spirit plants were crucial for the creation of the longevity life extension elixir, with the highest ranks and, therefore, the most difficult to refine. However, despite their difficulty, they began to gradually dissolve within the golden flames. Eventually, 1 hour after all the other spirit plants had been refined, these two spirit plants were finally refined as well. After the spirit plants were refined, the Changyun clan elder didn't hesitate. He waved his hand, and the golden flames surged out instantaneously, appearing under the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace. The blaze of golden flames was much more vigorous than during the earlier refinement of the elixir medicine. The roaring golden flames enveloped the entire pill furnace. The previously dormant formation patterns on the body of the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace, were now activated and began to move. Seeing this, the Changyun clan elder promptly channeled his spiritual power, introducing the refined, impurity-free spirit plants into the furnace in sequence. After inserting all the spirit plants into the pill furnace, the Changyun clan elder quickly closed the furnace and then sat down with his legs crossed, beginning the actual alchemy process. As the elixir medicine began to be refined, everyone held their breath and concentrated, watching intently at the center of the main hall at the elixir's refinement. Especially Lin Jing, who was watching with utmost seriousness, not wanting to miss any detail. The higher the rank of the elixir medicine, the more difficult its refinement and the longer the time required. After the ancestor of the Changyun clan began the alchemy, 6 hours had swiftly passed. In the time of 6 hours, if it were for low-tier elixirs, the process would have been completed already, but the refinement of the longevity life extension elixir still had a long way to go. At this moment, the ancestor of the Changyun clan seemed as if he had performed the alchemy countless times, observing the situation inside the pill furnace with ease while skillfully controlling the flames at its base, appearing extremely relaxed. Although the ancestor of the Changyun clan appeared very relaxed, a look of utmost seriousness could be seen in his eyes. As time rapidly flowed, another 6 hours went by. This furnace of the longevity life extension elixir had now been in the process of refinement for a full 12 hours. The meticulous observation over 12 hours left many feeling a touch of fatigue, Lin Jing included. However, this degree of tiredness was a common occurrence for alchemists like them who routinely practiced alchemy, and wasn't considered significant. It was then that the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace underwent a change. The formation patterns on the body of the furnace began to move more swiftly. The ancestor of the Changyun clan also began to stoke the golden flames, making them burn even more fiercely. It seemed that the refinement of the elixir furnace medicine was likely nearing its final stage. After a while longer, with the formation patterns on the furnace body accelerating continuously, the ancestor of the Changyun clan rose to his feet, staring fixedly at the pill furnace while carefully controlling the golden flames at its base. Right after the ancestor of the Changyun clan stood up, white mist began to drift out from the pill furnace. Accompanying the white mist was the delightful fragrance of the elixir. By this time, everyone knew they had reached the crucial moment of pill formation. The outcome of this alchemy was significant. So, people quickly pulled themselves together, watching the ancestor of the Changyun clan with tension. Time seemed to slow to a crawl at this moment, as everyone anxiously gazed at the pill furnace in the great hall, secretly praying. They hoped that the ancestor could succeed in a single attempt, creating a flawless longevity, life extension elixir. Just then, suddenly, a wisp of colorful light shone out from within the pill furnace. Upon seeing this colorful light, everyone present, including Lin Jing, was instantly overjoyed. The appearance of extraordinary phenomena was a must for the emergence of high-grade, flawless elixirs, and this colorful light was indeed one such omen. Seeing this omen, it meant that the refinement of the flawless elixir, barring any accidents, should be a success. However, in the middle of the assembly, the ancestor of the Changyun clan remained unflustered and continued to refine the elixir with dedication. Time ticked away. The colorful light grew brighter, and the elixir fragrance filling the great hall became increasingly intense. It looked like the flawless elixir was about to be successfully created. All were filled with anticipation, waiting for the emergence of this batch of flawless elixir. But just at that moment, the ancestor of the Changyun clan, for some unknown reason, abruptly paused, and the golden flames he was controlling suddenly surged violently, engulfing the entire pill furnace in an instant. What had been going very smoothly up until now was suddenly thrown into disarray by this unexpected development, causing a collective gasp among those around. Lin Jing was no exception, as he quickly looked towards the ancestor of the Changyun clan to see what had happened. By the time Lin Jing looked over, the ancestor of the Changyun clan had already reacted. After regaining his composure, the ancestor of the Changyun clan's face turned extremely grim as he urgently stimulated his spiritual power to bring the flames back to their original state. However, due to that brief interruption, the colorful light that had appeared was now nowhere to be seen. Seeing this, everyone realized that something had gone wrong. This was almost like saying that the flawless longevity, life extension elixir, which was nearly in their grasp, had failed at the critical moment. Even so, everyone dared not speak, instead waiting for the ancestor of the Changyun clan to completely finish refining the elixir. Soon after, the elixir was finally complete, and the ancestor of the Changyun clan withdrew the golden flames from beneath the furnace. Seeing this, a few of the elders of the Changyun clan quickly deactivated the formation, and as soon as the formation was open, Changyun Yuanshuang immediately spoke up, asking the ancestor of the Changyun clan, "Ancestor, what exactly happened?" The ancestor of the Changyun clan's face was as still as water as he slowly spoke. "The disaster heavenly book." Upon hearing these words, everyone present fell into silence. The golden flames that the elder of the Changyun clan had controlled, which had suddenly gone out of control, turned out to be due to the machinations of the disaster heavenly book. It seemed that, once again, Yi Mingyi had made a sacrifice to unleash the cursing power of the disaster heavenly book, targeting the elder of the Changyun clan. Although the disaster heavenly book was an innate Taoist treasure, it wasn't easy to employ it against a Mahayana cultivator, especially against those at the pinnacle like the elder of the Changyun clan. But it depends on the situation. For instance, right now, during the crucial moment of alchemy for the elder of the Changyun clan, The sudden emergence of that curse's power only affected him momentarily, which wouldn't harm him. Yet, it was exactly this momentary influence that led to the worst outcome, causing the long-prepared alchemy process to fail. For a time, everyone in the hall fell silent. No one spoke another word. The elder of the Changyun clan swept his gaze over the crowd, and then approached the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace. He then directly opened the pill furnace. As the pill furnace opened, an extremely rich elixir fragrance immediately spread throughout the entire hall. As the fragrance wafted out, a few elixir medicines slowly floated out from the pill furnace as well. Seeing the elixir medicines float out, Lin Jing fixed his gaze on them. In this batch cooked by the elder of the Changyun clan, a total of 6 elixir medicines were formed. Among the 6, one wasn't quite as round. The remaining 5 were very round. Especially among them, 3 which gleamed brightly were exceedingly round, almost becoming translucent. These 3 were supreme elixir medicines, while the others were 2 superior and 1 medium-grade elixir medicine. If not for the incident earlier, these 3 medicines probably would have transformed into 1 flawless and 1 supreme-grade elixir medicine. It was exactly that incident that prevented the final transformation of the supreme elixir medicines. The elder of the Changyun clan, being a 9th-grade alchemist, managed to produce 3 supreme-grade and 2 superior elixir medicines despite such an incident. Seeing the elixir medicines, the elder of the Changyun clan remained expressionless, directly picking them up in his hand. After that, the elder of the Changyun clan walked toward the crowd. Other senior members of the Changyun clan, seeing this, quickly gathered around him. Lin Jing and Lu Yojio, along with the Changyun siblings, Changyun Yuanshuang and her brother, due to their lower status, stood towards the back. Elder! Elder! At this time, everyone had worried looks on their faces as they watched the elder of the Changyun clan. The elder of the Changyun clan, after pausing, then spoke. Enough! This alchemy attempt has failed. Disperse. After he spoke, the elder of the Changyun clan moved forward, walking out of the hall, and the other Changyun clan elders quickly made way for him. As he walked past Lin Jing, the elder of the Changyun clan looked at him and said, "This failure is unexpected, but understandable. It was my oversight. There's no need for you to overthink it. You should go back as well, and I will come find you later." Lin Jing nodded. "All right, elder." Afterwards, the elder of the Changyun clan left the Great Hall. After the elder of the Changyun clan left, Lin Jing, Lu Yojio, Changyun Yuanshuang, and her brother also left together. Leaving the hall, Lin Jing chatted with the others for a while before excusing himself to return to the small island he was on before. Lin Jing, after returning, did not continue with alchemy, but rather reflected on the elder of the Changyun clan's alchemy process. The elder of the Changyun clan's alchemy, from start to finish, had been perfectly controlled. If not for being disrupted at the last moment, the flawless longevity life extension elixir would have been finished. It was truly regrettable. Sadly, what should have been a successful batch of elixir medicines was ultimately ruined by the influence of the disaster Heavenly Book. One can't help but wonder why the effect of the disaster Heavenly Book appeared at that moment. Was it a premeditated plan by Yiming, or was it something he did on a whim? About this, Lin Jing had no knowledge. Lin Jing believed that the elder of the Changyun clan would know something, and that when he came to see Lin Jing, he would certainly share some information. Lin Jing just needed to wait. Having been told that the elder of the Changyun clan would come to find him, Lin Jing had been waiting, but this wait lasted until the next day. Only in the afternoon of the following day did the elder of the Changyun clan come to see Lin Jing. As the elder of the Changyun clan arrived, Lin Jing promptly greeted him. "Elder." The elder of the Changyun clan nodded slightly, then said to Lin Jing, "I will be leaving for a while. I've made arrangements. If you're going to practice alchemy recently, just use the Radiant Cloud surprising immortal furnace and get used to it first. When it's time to actually do the alchemy, use the Radiant Cloud surprising immortal furnace." Lin Jing was initially taken aback, then nodded. "All right, elder." After speaking, Lin Jing paused before asking, "About today's alchemy incident, was it Yiming who played the trick?" The elder of the Changyun clan nodded and said, "Yes, Yi Mingyi had planted a traitor within our family, someone who had been lurking for quite some time. Everything we've been doing recently was leaked by this person. Yi Ming feared that I would succeed in creating a flawless grade longevity life extension elixir, extending my lifespan. That's why he made his move, sacrificing an entire island of cultivators and using the disaster heavenly book to affect me, causing my alchemy to fail. Sacrifice an entire island." When Lin Jing heard this, he couldn't help but feel a chill run down his spine. The elder of the Changyun clan nodded before saying, "Correct. Although the disaster heavenly book is an innate Tao treasure, it is overly special, and to utilize it, a sacrifice must be made. Moreover, depending on the cultivation of the cultivator you wish to curse, the beings required for the sacrifice also vary. I myself am at the pinnacle of Mahayana cultivation and also an ancestor of a family, carrying the fortunes of our Changyun clan. For him to curse me and have it take effect, he would definitely need to sacrifice a large number of living beings. I had thought that, with his involvement in the internal strife of the Seven Seas Hall, he would be too busy to bother with us again. Little did I expect that he would still seize this opportunity." After finishing, the elder of the Changyun clan sighed again. "Our Changyun family has always been united, as solid as iron, with no problems ever emerging before. But this time, what I really did not expect was that the problem would arise from within our own family. Yi Mingyi has had a long-standing hatred for our two families. He's been hiding in the shadows for a long time, looking for a chance to exact his revenge. He would naturally find a way to plant someone in the Changyun archipelago. This was indeed my oversight. I was deceived by the appearance of unity in the family and assumed that Yi Mingyi would not be able to intervene." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing fell silent. In reality, from the fact that the entire Changyun clan was putting on a performance around a few of them, one could see that the true core of the Changyun clan was not merely united. It also managed to smoke out Yi Mingyi, who had always hidden in the dark. A family so united would naturally not encounter problems easily, and the elder of the Changyun clan would naturally not think in that direction, which is why this mistake occurred. Since it had already happened, talking about it was pointless. Lin Jing merely wanted to know what the elder of the Changyun clan planned to do next. After all, if the disaster heavenly book could affect the elder of the Changyun clan, then he was certainly no exception. Not to mention in alchemy, if Yi Mingyi knew that the elder of the Changyun clan was planning to have him perform alchemy, and Yi Mingyi used the disaster heavenly book to act against him, he would certainly not be able to avoid it. Lin Jing was not the elder of the Changyun clan. He didn't have such high cultivation. If he was really cursed, he would surely not be able to evade it. By then, let alone performing alchemy, even sustaining injuries could be likely. It all depended on whether Yi Mingyi was willing to go so far for such a minor character as himself. But, to put it this way, the likelihood of Yi Mingyi using the disaster heavenly book against him should not be very high. In his eyes, Lin Jing was merely an ant, not worth his great effort to use the disaster heavenly book against. Afterward, Lin Jing asked the elder of the Changyun clan, "Then, elder, what do you plan to do next?" The elder of the Changyun clan then spoke. "Yi Mingyi has a deep impression of you, and I fear he will use the curse technique. During this time, just stay here. The curse technique cannot directly harm a person. It only covertly affects a cultivator's fortune, placing the cultivator into perilous situations at critical moments, such as when a cultivator faces tribulation, or during my alchemy, encountering danger, or in moments of battle. The curse technique functions most effectively in these crucial situations. Conversely, during peaceful times, even if afflicted with a curse, no accidents would occur. Therefore, as long as you stay here and do not actively involve yourself in dangerous situations, you will not encounter danger. During this time, I will leave for a while to seek a way to resolve the curse." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing nodded. After instructing Lin Jing, the elder of the Changyun clan did not stay longer and soon left directly. After the elder of the Changyun clan had left, in the following period, Lin Jing continued with his alchemy as usual. However, this time around, under the arrangements of the Changyun clan's elders, he began using the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace to concoct elixirs. Although the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace is a top-tier Taoist treasure, it serves as the most powerful pill furnace of the Changyun clan. It isn't owned by any one person, but is a treasure of the entire Changyun clan. It can be used without needing refinement. During this period, while using the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace, Lin Jing found that this Taoist treasure furnace truly was powerful. It not only made his alchemy easier, but even increased the success rate of his alchemy. Over this period, Lin Jing, without the enhancement of the system space, actually managed to craft the flawless Qingming pill using the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace. The emergence of the 7th grade flawless elixir medicine thrilled the elders of the Changyun clan immensely. They felt somewhat relieved. Thus, until 2 months had passed, the patriarch of the Changyun clan finally rushed back from outside. Upon his return, the Changyun clan patriarch wasted no time, immediately finding Lin Jing and stating that they could begin alchemy. For this alchemy session, Lin Jing had been preparing for a long time and was already ready, needing no further preparations. Thus, after discussing, they decided to start the alchemy on the following day. The next day, still in the core of the Changyun clan, in the most important alchemy room of the clan, the entire core of the Changyun clan gathered there. This time, in addition to the elders of the Changyun clan, even Lin Ju attended. At that moment, Lin Jing stood at the center of the grand hall, beside the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace. By Lin Jing's side was also the patriarch of the Changyun clan. The formation of the alchemy room had already been activated, encapsulating Lin Jing and the patriarch within a light barrier. This formation, however, was different from the last. This time, above the formation floated a talisman emitting a golden radiance. This talisman, which the Changyun clan patriarch had found, was used to temporarily ward off the curse. At this moment, the Changyun clan patriarch said to Lin Jing, "In a moment, I will first refine those spirit plants for you, and after that, the rest of the alchemy will be up to you." Hearing this, Lin Jing nodded. The materials for alchemy, before actual alchemy begins, must first be refined to remove impurities. The cultivation of the Changyun clan patriarch was much higher than Lin Jing's, so his refinement of those spirit plants would naturally be superior to Lin Jing's. If Lin Jing were to refine those spirit plants, it would take at least 4 hours, but if done by the Changyun clan patriarch, an hour was sufficient. This would not only save time, but also allow Lin Jing to be more relaxed. Afterwards, the Changyun clan patriarch lifted his hand, once again conjuring that golden flame. The golden flames soared up, and then, with a gesture from the Changyun clan patriarch, the materials for the longevity life extension elixir rose into the air and entered the golden flames. Up close this time, Lin Jing truly sensed the terror of the golden flames. The golden flames ignited, causing ripples in the surrounding space, let alone the spirit plants placed within the flames. Quickly, the spirit plants began to change. One by one, the spirit plants shrank, and their impurities were forced out. As time slowly passed, the spirit plants were soon fully refined. No more, no less, exactly 1 hour. After refining the spirit plants, the Changyun clan patriarch directly handed them to Lin Jing. "Next, it's up to you," he said. Lin Jing nodded. Afterwards, having said that, the Changyun clan patriarch walked out, and the elders in charge of the formation hastily opened it to allow him to exit. After the Changyun clan patriarch left, the formation closed once again. Lin Jing then stepped forward to stand in front of the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace. First glancing at the Radiant Cloud, surprising immortal furnace in front of him, Lin Jing then silently recited in his mind, "System, activate bonus attachment feature." As Lin Jing's words fell, the system's prompt sound rang out in his mind. Ding! Bonus attachment activation successful. 5 harvest points deducted. Current harvest points remaining. 2874. For these 3 months, Lin Jing had been constantly practicing alchemy, but had never done so inside the system space or used the bonus attachment feature. He did so to maximize his own abilities, hoping to successfully craft the flawless longevity life extension elixir in one go. Now that the real alchemy had begun, Lin Jing no longer held back and directly activated the bonus attachment feature. After the bonus attachment kicked in, Lin Jing's divine sense surged, and he immediately felt his sea of consciousness become incredibly clear. This feeling gave Lin Jing more confidence in refining the flawless longevity life extension elixir. However, Lin Jing did not become arrogant or complacent, but instead concentrated his divine sense to continue operating the divine fire triple realm. Following that, a cluster of invisible, transparent flames rose from the palm of Lin Jing's hand. Because of the barrier formed by the formation, those Changyun clan observers of the alchemy process outside could not feel the terrifying temperature of the flames in the palm of Lin Jing's hands. They could only see the space above his palm suddenly become distorted. What kind of flame is that? It doesn't have any color. Not everyone knew that Lin Jing practiced the divine fire triple realm, and even fewer had managed to cultivate the third realm of it. So when Lin Jing's colorless flame appeared, it immediately raised questions among the crowd. Changyun, Yuanshuang's grandfather, then spoke up to explain. The divine fire triple realm, the third realm. As soon as these words were out, they caused a wave of exclamation around them. It's actually the third realm of the divine fire triple realm. No wonder I've never seen it. This divine fire triple realm enhances the flames condensed based on one's own cultivation. The higher the cultivation, the stronger the divine fire triple realm is. Especially this third realm of the divine fire triple realm, to cultivate it successfully, one must be aided by blazing marrow spirit, which is extremely rare. That blazing marrow spirit is so hard to find. It hasn't appeared for a long time. I can't believe this kid actually found it. Indeed, I estimate that if he cultivates to the Mayana realm and uses the flame condensed by the divine fire triple realm, it could probably match the golden flames of the Ancestor, right? That kid is really lucky. If he fully cultivates the divine fire triple realm, once he enters the Mayana realm, even if it can't match the Ancestor's golden flames, it'll probably be close. You must know, those golden flames from the Ancestor were obtained from the outer spatial void, which is from beyond the outer spatial void. The outside world was buzzing with discussions, but Lin Jing within the barrier of the formation wasn't the least bit distracted. At this moment, Lin Jing had already opened the pill furnace and began adding those refined spirit plants into it. The colorless flames beneath the pill furnace were rising up, continuously heating the furnace, and, as the spirit plants were added, they began to churn incessantly. Before long, Lin Jing had put all the spirit plants into the pill furnace. After the spirit plants were added, the next step was to close the pill furnace and begin the actual process of elixir medicine refinement. At this point, Lin Jing, like the Changyun clan patriarch, sat cross-legged in front of the pill furnace. He controlled the flames at the bottom of the furnace, while extending his divine sense to monitor the inside of the pill furnace. Time slowly passed by, and Lin Jing gradually entered the zone. The crowd outside that had been discussing moments ago had already quieted down, quietly watching Lin Jing inside the formation. 1 hour, 4 hours, 6 hours. Deeply immersed, Lin Jing had almost blocked all perception of the outside world and was completely unaware of the passage of time. In this way, time flew by, and before he knew it, 12 hours had passed. Last time the Changyun clan elder refined elixirs, it was at the 12-hour mark when all the spirit plants were completely refined into medicinal liquid. But today, even after 12 hours, there was still no sign of activity from Lin Jing's alchemy. At this time, Lin Jing in front of the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace, remained oblivious to the outside world, continuously controlling the flames at the bottom and refining the elixir furnace medicine. 12 hours had passed, and Lin Jing had yet to show any progress, which caused the Changyun clan observers to furrow their brows with concern. Of course, except for the Changyun clan elder. At this time, the Changyun clan elder was still watching Lin Jing inside the formation with the same composure as at the beginning, seemingly not worried at all. Time quickly passed, and another hour and a half went by. After 7.5 hours of refinement, there was finally a change within the pill furnace. Elixir fragrance began to emanate from inside the pill furnace. Smelling the elixir fragrance, everyone couldn't help but relax a little. The presence of the elixir fragrance meant the elixir furnace medicine had been successfully refined. However, this refinement was not ordinary. What was needed was a flawless grade longevity life extension elixir, and just the fragrance wasn't enough. Therefore, even though everyone was a bit more relaxed, they were not completely at ease. It was at the moment the elixir fragrance appeared that Lin Jing made his move. Lin Jing concentrated his spiritual power and quickly circulated the divine fire triple realm, making the flames at the bottom of the furnace even more vigorous. Clearly, at this time, Lin Jing had already refined the dozens of spirit plants into medicinal liquid, and now was the final step in alchemy, beginning the solidifying pill process. As Lin Jing intensified the flames, the elixir fragrance, following the white mist, spilled from the crevices around the pill furnace, becoming increasingly rich. Until after a short while, among the Changyun clan observers watching the refinement, a cry of surprise suddenly rang out. "Quick, look, what is that?" Someone pointed towards the edge of the pill furnace, where a hint of different color was peeking through the white mist. Hearing this, everyone also looked in the direction of the edge of the pill furnace. Although the color was very faint, everyone could see it clearly. "This light seems like it is done," someone murmured. "Brother has succeeded." Caught up in the excitement of those around her, Lin Ju also couldn't help feeling joyful. "Yes, Lin has made it." Lu Yojiu finished speaking and looked at Changyun Yuanshuang, only to meet her gaze looking his way. Their eyes met, and they exchanged smiles and understanding. When the colorful light appeared, everything became promising. As everyone was conversing, the colorful light grew brighter and more distinct. Seeing this scene, everyone from the Changyun clan was filled with surprise and joy. Even the Changyun clan's patriarch was now smiling. He looked at the colorful light spilling from the pill furnace and then glanced at the golden talisman on the formation, with its circulating golden light. He couldn't help but curve his lips into a smile. This time, they were fully prepared, and surely no mishaps would occur. While the people from the Changyun clan outside were extremely excited, Lin Jing, who was inside the formation, dared not relax in the slightest. This moment was crucial for the pill formation, and the slightest error could result in failure of the elixir furnace medicine. As time slowly passed, the scent of the elixir grew richer and the colorful light more radiant. At this critical juncture, the initial excitement had dissipated, and the people of the Changyun clan outside the formation began to grow tense. Everyone held their breath and focused intently on Lin Jing at the center of the formation, not even daring to blink. Finally, after a burst of intense flickering from the colorful light, Lin Jing withdrew the flame and completed the alchemy. This time, the people of the Changyun clan were not disappointed. Seeing that Lin Jing had completed the alchemy, they once again erupted with excitement. Even the elders of the Changyun clan who were controlling the formation were craning their necks, looking toward the pill furnace in the middle. Now that Lin Jing had completed the alchemy, they could finally relax a bit. After finishing the longevity life extension elixir, Lin Jing stood up and took out a pure jade box from his space ring, readying it. Once everything was prepared, Lin Jing directly used his spiritual power to open the pill furnace. The moment the pill furnace was opened, the colorful light surged instantly, turning the entire hall multicolored. Accompanying this colorful light was the intoxicating, rich fragrance of the elixir. And at the instant when the colorful light appeared, a nearly transparent elixir also took the opportunity to fly out. After flying out, the elixir immediately attempted to flee outside the hall. Lin Jing wasn't aware when the elixir flew out. Even the people from the Changyun clan who were observing the alchemy also saw it. Upon seeing the elixir, everyone's faces lit up with immense delight. Truly, it's the flawless longevity, life extension elixir. Don't let it fly away. A high-grade elixir of flawless quality would indeed attempt to fly away after being refined. Unfortunately, the formation had not yet been deactivated, so the flawless longevity, life extension elixir could not escape. The moment it reached the edge of the formation, it was blocked and immobilized. Lin Jing, seizing the opportunity, directly collected the elixir into the pure jade box. After securing the elixir, Lin Jing then turned around and returned to the side of the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace. Inside the radiant cloud, surprising immortal furnace, the other few elixirs also floated out. 2 were superior, 1 was medium grade, and together with the flawless elixir that Lin Jing had already collected, these were all the elixirs he had refined this time. Afterward, Lin Jing collected the remaining elixirs as well. Having collected the elixirs, Lin Jing then walked toward the patriarch of the Changyun clan. By this time, the formation had already been deactivated. Lin Jing approached the Changyun clan's patriarch and passed him the pure jade box with the 3 elixirs, saying, "Elder, fortunately, I have not failed in my duty. I have refined the flawless grade, longevity, life extension elixir." The patriarch of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing and said with a smile, "Good, good. I knew I wasn't wrong about you." After speaking, the patriarch of the Changyun clan took the elixirs handed over by Lin Jing, immediately picked up the pure jade box, and began to examine it. Inside the pure jade box, the colorful light on the flawless longevity life extension elixir had already dissipated. The whole elixir had now become transparent, and one could clearly see the medicinal liquid inside, shifting between the form of a dragon and that of a crane. A high-grade, flawless elixir of this level had already begun to show signs of spirituality. That was why various phenomena appeared. At this moment, other members of the Changyun clan also gathered around them. The people of the Changyun clan, upon seeing the elixir, couldn't help but exclaim in awe, and their gazes toward Lin Jing were filled with admiration. Fruitnoel.co. Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather also approached Lin Jing and said, "To refine a flawless grade longevity life extension elixir in just 1 try, you truly are a more dazzling alchemy genius than Yuanlei." Lin Jing quickly responded, "Elder, you flatter me. It was just luck." And Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather spoke up again. "While it's true that the art of the alchemy Dao has some correlation with luck, personal strength is still the most important. You don't have to be too modest." Just then, another of Changyun Yuanshuang's great-uncles came over, took a good look at Lin Jing, then, with a smile on his face, he said, "To be so young and already at the peak of the solidifying body realm, and also a 7th-grade alchemist." At this point, Changyun Yuanshuang's great-uncle leaned closer to Lin Jing and bluntly said, "I heard that you don't have a Dao companion yet. You've met Yuanshuang's cousin Qingxuang. What do you think of her? If you're interested, we can help. Our Changyun clan and your Lin family have always had a good relationship. If you two got together, that would be adding kinship on top of kinship." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing was extremely embarrassed and hurriedly said, "Elder, you jest. As for the matter of a Dao companion, I haven't considered it for the time being. Moreover, the current situation is critical, and 7 Seas Hall is also casting covetous eyes. It really isn't quite appropriate." Changyun Yuanshuang's great-uncle was unconcerned and straightforwardly said, "No matter. As long as you two are willing, we can arrange it after this matter is resolved." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing was at a loss for words. He hadn't expected Changyun Yuanshuang's great-uncle to be so enthusiastic. Fortunately, Changyun Yuanshuang's grandfather stepped in right afterwards to rescue Lin Jing from the predicament. Old 3. It's a young people's business. You shouldn't meddle here. We should be focusing on how to devise a plan to deal with 7 Seas Hall. Got it, big brother? Changyun Yuanshuang's great-uncle pursed his lips and then said. After everyone had witnessed the flawless elixir, the patriarch of the Changyun clan dismissed them. Only Lin Jing and a few of the Changyun clan's elders, including Changyun, Yuanshuang's grandfather, were left. Afterward, the patriarch of the Changyun clan said to the few people present, "I will go into seclusion for a while to refine this elixir and extend my lifespan. The affairs of the clan will be in your hands in the meantime." "Understood, patriarch," everyone replied in unison. After that, the patriarch of the Changyun clan turned to Lin Jing and said, "Actually, ever since returning from Gonlin Island, I've had a plan. But because of alchemy matters, I haven't told you." "Elder, may I ask what the plan is?" Lin Jing asked, looking at the patriarch of the Changyun clan with curiosity. The patriarch of the Changyun clan explained, "I plan to send you and Yuan Lei to the Eastern Spirit Realm to join the Elixir Alliance. And by the way, help me deliver something to an old friend of mine there." "Join the Elixir Alliance? Why have us join the Elixir Alliance?" Lin Jing was puzzled. The patriarch of the Changyun clan then said, "The Elixir Alliance is the sanctuary of all alchemists in the entire cultivation world. Both you and Yuan Lei are rare alchemy Dao talents. Joining the Elixir Alliance will allow you to go further on the path of the alchemy Dao. Also, after this period, the real struggle with Seven Seas Hall is about to begin. At that time, the entire Changyun clan will be in turmoil. Not just you, but also your sister Lin Ju, Yuan Shuang, and that boy from the Lu family. All of you will have to be sent out." "All of us together?" Lin Jing asked. The patriarch of the Changyun clan nodded. "Yes, you'll all be sent to the Eastern Spirit Realm. However, only you and Yuan Lei will join the Elixir Alliance, while the others will be arranged elsewhere." After considering for a while, Lin Jing nodded in understanding. "However, before going to the Elixir Alliance, there's one more thing I must do." The patriarch of the Changyun clan looked at Lin Jing and asked, "What is it?" Lin Jing replied, "Transcending tribulation, stepping into the Dao integration stage. East Continent spiritual realm, the greatest among the four domains. Whether it be spiritual energy or cultivation resources, both are the most abundant among the four domains. Even the demonic monster sea cannot compare to it. Owning the most cultivation resources in the entire cultivation world, the strength of the entire domain naturally occupies the leading position within the cultivation world. If it were 1,000,000 years ago, perhaps the South Continent's domain of Ming could have been comparable. But 1,000,000 years ago, that catastrophe completely turned the domain of Ming into a dead domain, henceforth becoming an existence much like the Nether Realm. Since then, in the entire cultivation world, only the East Continent spiritual realm remained as the sacred cultivation land of the human race. That day, after Lin Jing had a conversation with the Changyun clan elder, the Changyun clan immediately began making arrangements for Lin Jing's tribulation. Not long after, Lin Jing, fully prepared, began his Dao integration tribulation. This tribulation, with the full support of the Changyun clan, was also extremely smooth. Without any danger, Lin Jing successfully transcended the heavenly tribulation and entered the Dao integration stage. No sooner had Lin Jing finished his tribulation, before the onlookers could even rejoice, they received news of unusual activity from the Seven Seas Hall. After some investigation, they learned Yi Mingyi, after planning for 10,000 years, had now completely taken control of the Seven Seas Hall and had begun to strike at the Changyun clan. The Changyun clan elder did not delay any further, quickly joining forces with the Shocking Seas Alliance to begin deploying countermeasures. At the same time, Lin Jing and his companions quietly used a secret teleportation array belonging to the Shocking Seas Alliance to teleport to the East Continent spiritual realm. At that moment, an immortal city near the demonic monster sea within the East Continent spiritual realm, a dazzling beam of light suddenly shot up into the heavens. The beam pierced through the clouds and reached into the sky, just like a soaring sword slashing toward the heavens. Upon seeing this light, the passers-by on the city streets, who had been hurrying along, merely looked up at the pillar of light and then bowed their heads again to continue on their way. To the appearance of this light pillar, they were already accustomed and did not find it strange whatsoever. because this light pillar was none other than the city's teleportation array. The appearance of the pillar, of course, indicated that someone had traveled via the teleportation array to this immortal city. At this moment, within the light pillar in the teleportation plaza, unlike the people on the streets, some among these onlookers were members of various smaller business associations, and some were loose cultivators. They stayed here to do small trades with those who teleported from afar, earning spirit stones for their daily cultivation. They were relatively familiar with this transportational light pillar. When they saw this pillar of light brighter and stronger than what they usually witnessed, they knew that the people who had teleported were definitely from a faraway place. To be able to use the teleportation array from such a distance, the wealth of those who were about to arrive, even putting aside their cultivation, must be considerable. Perhaps they might encounter some wealthy cultivators with lower cultivation levels. Seeing this, immediately a part of the onlookers became thoughtful, moving closer to the teleportation array. Another group, however, did not approach but stayed where they were, eyeing the direction of the teleportation array intently. As they moved closer, the luminescence from the teleportation array began to fade, and through the light, it was possible to see several blurry figures appearing in the center of the array. Until the light completely dissipated moments later, everyone saw clearly the several individuals who had transported. There were a total of 8 people who arrived. Among these 8, there were 5 men and 3 women. Aside from one whose appearance left something to be desired, the other 7 were all undeniably handsome men and beautiful women. These individuals, undoubtedly, were Lin Jing and his companions. After arriving, Lin Jing first surveyed his surroundings. Then he looked toward the crowd in front of the teleportation array, who were gazing at him with sparkling eyes. These people weren't any different from those Lin Jing had seen in Bihai City or in Linhai City of the Nanming domain. As soon as he saw them, Lin Jing understood what they were there for. Therefore, after only a glance, he shifted his gaze towards the farther edge of the plaza. At the edge of the teleportation plaza, there were also several people looking at Lin Jing and his group. But unlike those at the front, the eyes of these people clearly harbored ill intentions. Despite their efforts to hide it, Lin Jing had much higher cultivation than they did, and even their best efforts to conceal could not fool Lin Jing's eyes. It seemed they must have thought that since his group was young, they would be easy to deal with, which is why they harbored such nefarious thoughts. Among those people, there were indeed a few great cultivators at the divine transformation realm. Seeing this, Lin Jing did not bother with words. He snorted coldly and then directly revealed his own imposing aura. Although Lin Jing did not display much, this terrifying aura caused those who had originally harbored bad intentions to instantly turn pale and hastily scuttle away. Not just those with bad intentions, but even those gathered in front of the teleportation array felt a chill in their hearts upon sensing this aura and quickly dispersed. Only after everyone had left did Lin Jing retract his own aura and turn to the group, saying, "Let's go." The group nodded and then followed Lin Jing away from the teleportation array. After leaving the teleportation array, Lin Jing and the others did not stay long in the immortal city, and instead, they left the city straight away. Once outside, Lin Jing brought out the Shadow Escape flying boat, and the group boarded it together. Then, the flying boat soared into the sky, transforming into a streak of flowing light, disappearing into the horizon. Inside the flying boat, Yin Wanfei spoke to several people. "I never thought that one day I too would make it to the Eastern Spirit Realm." Lu Yojiu glanced at Yin Wanfei, his lips curling slightly. "That's because I have been keeping an eye on you. Whenever you feel the itch, I'm always ready to give you a bit of special training." The others also knew what the special training between Lu Yojiu and Yin Wanfei entailed. Hearing this, Changyun Yuanshuang, Changyun Qingshuang, and Lin Ju, the 3 women, could not help but cover their mouths and giggle. Yin Wanfei's expression immediately turned bitter. "Brother Jiu, now that we've arrived at the Eastern Spirit Realm, let's not do this anymore." Hala 3 Rivers then spoke up. "Once we get to the spiritual, Mist Holy Sect, you ought to behave properly. I believe Brother Jiu won't just give you special training for no reason." Yin Wanfei put on a pitiful look, turning towards Lu Youjio, only to see him flirting with Changyun Yuanshuang, paying no heed to him. Helplessly, he turned towards Lin Jing, envying him. "I truly envy Brother Lin, who can directly join the Elixir Alliance without having to figure out a way into the spiritual mist holy sect like us. Thinking about us, nascent soul great cultivators going to the spiritual mist holy sect and ending up as mere outer sect disciples just feels absurd." Hala Three Rivers then spoke up, looking at Yin Wanfei. "If you were an alchemy Dao genius, able to reach above 6th grade in short order, you could give it a try too." Upon hearing this, Yin Wanfei quickly shook his head, grumbling, "Forget it, I know my own limits. An outer sect disciple of the spiritual mist holy sect, it is then." The spiritual mist holy sect is a particularly special sect within the East Continent domain. Its peculiarity lies in the fact that although it is one of the top forces in the Eastern spirit realm, it differs immensely from other sects. While other sects still develop according to the traditional model of external, inner, and core disciples, the spiritual mist holy sect has already pioneered a new development model. That is to completely open up their outer sect, allowing anyone to join and rejecting no-comers. Similar to the model of the Chi Hall in the Seven Seas Hall, in the outer sect of the spiritual mist holy sect, one can also acquire cultivation resources by completing missions issued by the sect. One can even take on various missions to earn sect contributions and, through these contributions, receive assistance from a sect. If one truly has the determination, even joining the inner sect is not impossible. However, joining the inner sect, unlike entering the outer sect, requires one to pass the tests of the spiritual mist holy sect. Only those who pass the test can be taken in as inner sect disciples of the spiritual mist holy sect. The purpose of Lu Youjio and the others' trip was to head to the spiritual mist holy sect and join as outer sect disciples. They intended to undergo trials while quietly waiting for the events in the inner sea to conclude. After all, the current strife in the inner sea was far from something they could involve themselves in. Staying in the inner sea would only lead them into danger without being able to do much else. It was precisely for this reason that the ancient ancestor of the Changyun clan had sent them all out. After flying for a not-so-short period, according to a predetermined route, they arrived at another immortal city equipped with a teleportation array, Jingrue, Immortal City. Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei were heading to the Elixir Alliance, located in the far east of the Eastern Spirit Realm. Meanwhile, Lu Youjio and the others were headed for the spiritual Mist Holy Sect, situated in the southern part of the Eastern Spirit Realm. At this moment, inside Jingrue, Immortal City, there happened to be a teleportation array that could directly transport them to the southern part of the Eastern Spirit Realm. At this location, it was time for the group to split up. Before even entering the city, as they approached Jingrue, Immortal City, they disembarked from the flying boat and proceeded on foot towards the city. Walking on the road to Jingrue, Immortal City, Lin Ju felt reluctant to part, walking side by side with Lin Jing. "Brother, having to part this time, it looks like we won't be able to see each other for a while again." Lin Jing nodded, then spoke. "Yes, but don't worry. With Brother Lu and your sister Yuanshuang here, they'll definitely take good care of you." Lin Ju shook her head, saying, "Brother Lu and sister Yuanshuang are very good to me. That's not what I mean. I mean you. I thought once this issue was resolved, we could go back, and then we would see Yun and sister Qing again. But with this situation, now that we have come directly to the Eastern Spirit Realm, who knows when we'll be able to return to Li Yan Island. Sister Qing, she's still waiting for you." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing was momentarily stunned. Then he recalled that before leaving, he had indeed assured Li Qing that his departure this time wouldn't take long. But plans can't keep up with changes. They hadn't expected that this journey to the inner sea would unearth secrets from 10,000 years past. It even sparked head-on conflict among the three major powers of the inner sea. The group had no choice but to temporarily leave the inner sea and take refuge in the Eastern Spirit Realm. As for the southern outer sea, Lin Jing dared not return carelessly. After all, their identities were special. If they left rashly, it would definitely attract attention. If they really returned to the southern outer sea, it might well bring disaster to the Thousand Islands domain. Therefore, even though he knew that Li Qingqing and Yi Yun were waiting for his news, Lin Jing dared not return to the southern outer sea. However, before they left, Lin Jing had already sent a message back to Li Qingqing and Yi Yun through the Changyun clan. He estimated they would receive the message very soon. This matter came so suddenly, we can't return rashly, otherwise it could easily bring disaster to Li Yin Island and even to the Thousand Islands domain. I've already sent back a message. They should receive it very soon. After speaking, Lin Jing looked toward Lin Ju and said, "Don't talk about me. What about yourself? You and Yi Yun, it's about time you settled down. After the inner sea incident is over, I'll start making arrangement for you two." Brother, Lin Ju hadn't expected Lin Jing to suddenly turn the conversation to her, and she couldn't help blushing. However, she didn't voice any objections. As they walked and talked, they soon arrived at Jingrue Immortal City. Jingrue Immortal City was also a relatively large immortal city. After entering the city, it took them 4 hours to reach the plaza of the Immortal City. The teleportation plaza in Jingrue Immortal City was significantly larger than the previous one they had visited in the seaside Immortal City. However, since this plaza was now deep within the Eastern Spirit Realm, it wasn't as chaotic as the one in the seaside Immortal City. At the plaza, Lin Jing and Lu Yojio were preparing to bid each other farewell. "Brother Lin, from now on, we will have to part ways." Lin Jing nodded, then looked at everyone and sincerely said, "Brother Lu and the rest of you, when it comes to Lin Ju, I'll have to trouble you to take good care of her." Upon hearing this, Yin Wanfei immediately slapped his chest and said, "Don't worry, Brother Lin. With us here, no one will dare to bully Sister Lin Ju." Changyun Yuanshuang also spoke up at this moment, telling Lin Jing, "You don't need to worry about Sister Lin Ju. If anyone should be concerned, it's me who needs to ask you for a favor. Yuan Lei still needs more of your attention." Hearing Changyun Yuanshuang speak like this, Changyun Yuan Lei immediately objected. "Sis, I'm grown up now. I can handle myself." Changyun Yuanshuang then shot Changyun Yuan Lei a glance before adding, "Really, have you already forgotten the previous incident? Without Brother Lin's help, you wouldn't even know if you were sold. When you're with the Elixir Alliance, you must listen to Big Brother Lin. If I find out you didn't, next time we meet, if I don't beat you so you can't leave your bed for 3 days, then I'm not your sister." Hearing Changyun Yuanshuang's fierce declaration, Changyun Yuanlei immediately backed down and quickly pleaded, "Don't. Sis, rest assured. I will definitely listen to Big Brother Lin." Satisfied, Changyun Yuanshuang then nodded her head. After this sibling commotion, everyone couldn't help but smile. Then, Lu Yojio, along with the others, bid farewell and boarded the teleportation array. After paying the spirit stones, they entered the middle of the teleportation array, and at this moment, a violet-robed elder overseeing the array activated it directly. When the teleportation array was activated, a column of teleportation light shot up into the sky. Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei also waved goodbye. In that column of teleportation light, Lu Yojio and the others also waved back. As the light of the teleportation array grew stronger, the teleportation column became increasingly bright, until the light was so dazzling that the details within it could no longer be discerned. Suddenly, the entire teleportation array experienced a burst of spatial fluctuations, and with these fluctuations, the group was teleported away, vanishing within the teleportation array. Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei watched as several people boarded the teleportation array and left. Not until the light from the teleportation array completely faded and the group disappeared from the array did the two regain their composure. "They're all gone. We should leave as well." Lin Jing came to his senses and said to Changyun Yuanlei. Changyun Yuanlei nodded without speaking. Afterward, the two of them walked together towards the city's edge. Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei wanted to visit the Elixir Alliance, but the teleportation array in Jingrui Immortal City could not take them directly there. They needed to continue forward to the next Immortal City and take another teleportation array. Soon, they left Jingrui Immortal City, and Lin Jing once again took out the Shadow Escape flying boat, and together with Changyun Yuanlei, they boarded the flying boat and flew towards the next Immortal City. The Elixir Alliance City was built in reliance on the Elixir Alliance, a city within the Immortal City. The entire Elixir Alliance City is divided into the Inner City and Outer City, covering a vast area, ranking among the top 3 within the Eastern Spirit Realm. The Elixir Alliance has an extraordinarily special status in the cultivation world. Though it is also a power, it is different from other powers. The Elixir Alliance exists because of the Alchemy Dao, gathering individuals dedicated to studying the Alchemy Dao and maintaining neutrality, not making enemies with any other powers. Any power that brings forth a talent in the Alchemy Dao may join the Elixir Alliance to study more advanced alchemy techniques. Moreover, these Alchemy Dao talents who join the Elixir Alliance still belong to their original sex. They are invited to join the Alliance and can leave at any time to serve their sex. Given the Elixir Alliance's transcendent status, having its own pill masters, it naturally won't poach these Alchemy Dao talents. Because of this, one could say that all the sects within the Eastern Spirit Realm maintain good relations with each other. A large part of the outer city of the Elixir Alliance City is where other powers and sects establish outposts near the Elixir Alliance to facilitate communication at any time. As such, the outer city of the Elixir Alliance City is extremely prosperous. The inner city of the Elixir Alliance City, on the other hand, is where the Elixir Alliance truly resides. Its defenses are tight. Without an invitation, it is difficult for ordinary people to enter the inner city. After 3 months, Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei, passing through numerous immortal cities and continuously switching teleportation arrays, finally arrived at the Elixir Alliance City. It was not until they reached the Eastern Spirit Realm that Lin Jing truly realized its vastness. This made him think back to the Nanming Domain, which used to be known as the Domain of Ming in the South Continent, a place equivalent to the Eastern Spirit Realm. In terms of area, it was quite comparable to the Eastern Spirit Realm. However, because of the catastrophe 1,000,000 years ago, the Domain of Ming in the South Continent became a desolate land, leaving only a small corner to become what is now known as the Nanming Domain. It shows how severe that catastrophe was, reducing the vast domain of Ming in the South Continent almost entirely to ruins. If he ever got the chance, Lin Jing really wanted to explore deep within the barren, forbidden areas of the Nanming Domain to see for himself what the samsara fruit was. It was capable of causing such a disaster. After arriving at the Elixir Alliance City, Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei exited the teleportation array and immediately made their way towards the inner city of the Elixir Alliance City without delay. Walking on the road, the streets of the Elixir Alliance City were bustling, with an endless stream of cultivators coming and going. Changyun Yuanlei looked around east and west, constantly expressing his amazement. Brother Lin, this Elixir Alliance City is more prosperous than any other immortal city I've seen before. Also, look on both sides of the street at these shops. Everywhere they're selling rare spirit plants and all kinds of elixir medicine. I just sent out my divine sense for a brief investigation, and in just a moment, I found several shops with rare spirit plants that are extremely difficult to encounter normally. freewebnovel.com. It's worthy of being the Elixir Alliance City. Lin Jing laughed and said, "Of course, this is the Elixir Alliance City. There are bound to be many alchemists here. Furthermore, behind the Elixir Alliance City lies the highest mountain range in the entire Eastern Spirit Realm, MTG Huang. Besides MTG Huang, there's also the mysterious Ghost Forest Plain that is referred to as a Forbidden Land. These two places are extremely rich in resources, not only having various fierce demonic beasts, but also rare minerals and spirit plants that are very hard to find in other places." With such rich resources, naturally, this Elixir Alliance city will have no shortage of these rare spirit plants. No wonder, Changyun Yuanlei said. Afterward, the two continued towards the inner city. Thus, after spending most of the day, they finally passed through the outer city and arrived at the entrance of the inner city. The Elixir Alliance city is large on the outside, but small within. The entire inner city, being the true location of the Elixir Alliance, is not situated at the very center of the Elixir Alliance city, because the Elixir Alliance city is open on 3 sides, with only the back relying on the highest peak of Mtghuan. The inner city of the Elixir Alliance city is located in the innermost part near Mtghuan. In front of the inner city, there's a majestic hall about 30 feet tall, standing there. To enter the Elixir Alliance, one must pass through this hall and gain the approval of the people within. Then one can enter the inner city, where the Elixir Alliance truly is. At the entrance of the hall, Lin Jing looked up at the hall and saw 2 cultivators standing guard. Moreover, the 2 guarding the entrance to the hall both possessed considerable cultivation, only 1 realm lower than Lin Jing currently. Lin Jing then led Changyun Yuanlei up the steps. They hadn't reached the entrance of the grand hall yet when the 2 guards at the entrance moved. The 2 stepped forward and stopped Lin Jing and his companion. "You two, this is a restricted area within the Elixir Alliance. No entry without invitation. May I know what brings you here?" Seeing this, Lin Jing directly took out a token from his space ring and handed it over. "We are here to find Elder Bai from the Elixir Alliance. Please inform him." Elder Bai. The 2 were clearly puzzled, but one of the cultivators still took the token. He examined the token briefly, and upon recognizing it, he immediately cupped his fists towards Lin Jing and said, "Please wait a moment." After speaking, the cultivator took the token and went inside the grand hall. Lin Jing and his companion waited in place. Soon, the cultivator returned, but he no longer held the token in his hand. Upon his return, he gestured with his hand, and the other person who had been blocking Lin Jing and his companion immediately understood and stepped aside. Then, the cultivator approached Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei and said, "Please follow me." After speaking, the person turned and led the way into the grand hall. Lin Jing and his companion, seeing this, quickly followed. Upon entering the grand hall, Lin Jing saw an old man with white hair and beard in the center. Just standing there, one could feel an extraordinary aura from him, so serene that it seemed to merge with the surroundings. Just by looking at this elder and feeling his aura, Lin Jing knew he was no ordinary man. His cultivation was also not low. Lin Jing guessed that the old man's cultivation was at least at the later stages of tribulation. At that moment, the elder was holding the token that Lin Jing had given earlier. The cultivator who led Lin Jing and his peers bowed respectfully to the elder and then spoke. "Elder One, I brought them here." The elder nodded. Then with a wave of his hand, the cultivator understood and immediately withdrew. After the man left, Elder One looked at Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei, surveyed them, and asked, "Where do you come from? How did you get Elder Bai's token?" The token was naturally given to Lin Jing by the Changyun clan's ancestor. Lin Jing then bowed to the elder and opened his mouth. "Elder, we come from the demonic beast's inner sea from the Changyun clan. We are here on an errand from our ancestor to find Elder Bai." Upon hearing this, the elder suddenly realized, "You are from the Changyun clan." However, he then shook his head and sighed. "Your timing is truly unfortunate. Elder Bai has gone to the outer spatial void. He just left recently and likely won't be back soon." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing was momentarily stunned, then quickly responded, "Elder Bai has gone to the outer spatial void." The elder nodded and then said, "Let's do this. I will take you to meet our leader of the Elixir Alliance to see what he says." Upon hearing this, Lin Jing quickly bowed and said, "Thank you, Elder." The elder waved his hand and then said to Lin Jing, "Follow me." With that, the elder led the way deeper into the grand hall. Lin Jing and his companion immediately followed. Following Elder One, Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei passed through the grand hall and then reached the inner city. That was the true base of the Elixir Alliance. After entering the inner city, it suddenly became quieter. Unlike the outer city, upon entering the inner city, there was a road at least 100 feet wide. The road led straight ahead, and looking down the road to the end, it appeared to end in a very large square. Moreover, it was very quiet inside the inner city. Since their entrance, they hadn't seen many people. Just like that, Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei followed Elder, went along the central avenue toward the square ahead. Soon, they arrived at the square in front of them. Upon entering the square, Lin Jing saw the entirety of it and understood why this square was so vast. In the center of the square was a high platform covered with formation patterns partitioned into sections. Moreover, each section had a stone table and a stone pill furnace. Around the platform, there was also a huge formation encompassing the entire square. It seemed to be an alchemy competition arena. Seeing what Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei were thinking, Elderwin turned back and said to them, "Every 100 years, our Elixir Alliance organizes a grand alchemy conference, inviting alchemists under 300 years old from the entire Eastern Spirit Realm to participate. Participants who stand out and achieve a certain ranking will receive definite rewards. Moreover, the top 3 winners can choose to join our Elixir Alliance or any forces they desire." Changyun Yuanlei looked at the vast competition area and couldn't help but speak. Alchemists from the entire Eastern Spirit Realm. It's certainly not easy to place in such a competition. Elderwin nodded and said, "Of course, each competition is exceptionally fierce, and many already renowned genius pill masters, with just a slight inattention, end up eliminated." After saying this, Elderwin looked at Changyun Yuanlei and added, "Since you are from the Changyun clan, you must also possess exceptional talents in alchemy techniques. If you were to enter the competition, not to mention finishing in the top 3, you should surely achieve a respectable ranking." Changyun Yuanlei responded with an embarrassed smile. Maybe so." Facing the alchemists from the entire Eastern Spirit Realm, even Changyun Yuanlei, who came from an ancient alchemy family, was not absolutely confident. After all, the Eastern Spirit Realm was already the strongest area in the cultivation world, filled with exceptional talents and long-standing sect forces. It was incomparable to other places. Perhaps among these forces, there were genius pill masters nurtured by various sects. Facing these individuals, Changyun Yuanlei was also not very confident. Seeing this, Elderwin simply smiled slightly and then said no more. He continued, leading them deeper inside. Passing through the square, the trio kept moving inward. Finally, they arrived at a tower-like high-rise building that was 9 stories tall and dozens of feet high. Following this, Elderwin led Lin Jing and the others toward this high-rise building. After entering the tower with Elder One, they ascended until they reached the top. There, Elderwin introduced Lin Jing and the others to the true ruler of the Elixir Alliance, the Alliance Hierarch. Upon entering the 9th floor, Elderwin approached and spoke to a middle-aged man who was sitting and perusing a scroll. "Hierarch, these 2 members of the Changyun clan carry Elder Bai's token and seek an audience with Elder Bai." Hearing Elderwin's words, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch then raised his head and looked at Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei standing behind Elderwin. The gaze of the Elixir Alliance Hierarch was penetrating, awe-inspiring, as if it could see right through them, scanning over both Lin Jing and Changyun Yuanlei. Lin Jing felt as though he was being seen through. However, it was not yet time for Lin Jing to speak since Elderwin had just finished speaking. Feeling that gaze, Lin Jing remained composed as if unaffected, continuing to stand there. Changyun Yuanlei turned to glance at Lin Jing, and seeing him motionless, also stood still without moving. After scanning the 2, the Alliance Hierarch then looked back at Elder One and asked, "Where is Elder Bai's token? Show it to me." Upon hearing this, Elderwin directly took out the token and handed it to the Alliance Hierarch. After accepting the token and examining it for a while, the Alliance Hierarch nodded slightly. "This is indeed Elder Bai's token." Following this, the Alliance Hierarch spoke to Elder One. "All right, you may leave now. I will take care of them from here." Yes, Hierarch. After Elder finished speaking, he then promptly exited. After Elder left, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch looked at Lin Jing and another person, then opened his mouth. What are your names? Lin Jing bowed with his hands clasped and replied. In response to my senior, I am Lin Jing. Seeing Lin Jing answer first, Changyun Yuanlei also followed suit with a hand-clasp bow, saying, Junior Changyun Yuanlei. Upon hearing the responses from Lin Jing and company, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch first looked towards Lin Jing, his eyebrows slightly furrowed as he murmured, Surname Lin. However, he did not pursue further inquiries. Instead, he turned his head toward Changyun Yuanlei and said with a smile, So you are Changyun Yuanlei, the alchemy genius of the Changyun clan. I have heard of you. Hearing what the Elixir Alliance Hierarch said, Changyun Yuanlei was caught off guard and then couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. Senior has actually heard of me. Of course. The Elixir Alliance Hierarch nodded and then continued. What matter did your family's ancestor send you here to the Elixir Alliance for? Upon hearing this, Changyun Yuanlei hurriedly replied, Our ancestor sent us to find Elder Bai to deliver some items to him. Also, Elder Bai had previously promised our ancestor 2 spots in the Elixir Alliance, and our visit this time is indeed to join the Elixir Alliance. After listening to Changyun Yuanlei, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch slightly nodded his head. The 2 spots you mentioned were mentioned to me by Elder Bai. I am aware of this matter. As for finding Elder Bai, that's a bit unfortunate. A few months ago, Elder Bai left and went into the outer spatial void, and he is unlikely to return anytime soon. Even if you wish to find him in that vast and boundless outer spatial void, it's like looking for a needle in the sea, practically impossible. If the items you wish to deliver to him are not urgent, then all is well and good. You can just wait for him to return. But if it is urgent, then I am powerless to help, and you can only return to the inner sea of the demon realm and inform your family's ancestor of the situation. After hearing this, Changyun Yuanlei looked at Lin Jing, and Lin Jing bowed with his hands clasped towards the Elixir Alliance Hierarch, saying, Senior, Elder Changyun had instructed beforehand that this matter is not urgent. If Elder Bai is not present, then we will wait for his return. The Elixir Alliance Hierarch looked at Lin Jing and nodded his head. Next, he continued to speak. As for the matter of joining the Elixir Alliance, at this point, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch paused for a moment before continuing. To join our Elixir Alliance, even if you have the spots given by Elder Bai, you still need to participate in an assessment. Are you aware of this? Lin Jing nodded, saying, Of course. Elder Changyun had already informed us of this before we came. Hearing Lin Jing's response, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch gently nodded his head. Since you are both aware, then I will find someone to arrange your assessment right away. Having said that, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch lifted his hand, condensing a thread of golden light at the tip of his fingers. The golden light formed and, with a subtle movement of the Elixir Alliance Hierarch's fingers, the thread of golden light immediately flew out and vanished in the blink of an eye. After the golden light disappeared, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch spoke again, looking at Changyun Yuanlei and asking, Changyun Yuanlei, to what grade of Pill Master have you now advanced? Changyun Yuanlei quickly replied. In response to Senior, I am merely at the 6th grade. 6th grade. The Elixir Alliance Hierarch evaluated Changyun Yuanlei and then nodded with satisfaction. For someone your age, to reach the rank of a 6th grade Pill Master is indeed commendable. After finishing speaking, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch looked at Lin Jing and asked, And you? Your cultivation seems quite good. May I know which grade you are at? Lin Jing bowed with his hands clasped and replied, In response to my senior, I am at the 7th grade. 7th grade. Upon hearing this, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch couldn't help being somewhat surprised. After the surprise, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch nodded slightly. With your current cultivation, to immerse yourself in the Alchemy Tao, you should have at least 500 years, if not 1,000 years. To raise your alchemy cultivation to the 7th grade in such a short time, It seems you are indeed an excellent prospect. However, no sooner had the Elixir Alliance Hierarch's voice fallen, Changyun Yuanlei quietly said, "Brother Lin, his cultivation is not even 2 centuries old, let alone having 500 years of alchemy cultivation." Although Changyun Yuanlei's words were soft, they sounded like thunder in the ears of the Elixir Alliance Hierarch. The Elixir Alliance Hierarch immediately widened his eyes and looked at Lin Jing with utter disbelief. "You are actually less than 200 years old?" Lin Jing gently nodded and then said, in reply to Senior. Before leaving the Inner Sea, Elder Changyun specifically instructed that there was no need to hide this matter from Elder Bai and Senior. "Indeed, I have not yet reached 200 years of age." Having heard Lin Jing's personal admission, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch was even more shocked. Less than 200 years old, yet possessing the cultivation of the Tao integration stage and also being a 7th-grade alchemist. Having said this, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch scrutinized Lin Jing and then spoke again. "Your surname is Lin. So, are you connected to the Lin family from the Inner Sea, that clan rumored to have been extinguished?" Lin Jing nodded. "Indeed, I am a descendant of the Lin family that was dispersed." After hearing this, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch finally breathed a sigh of relief. "No wonder. I was wondering how Changyun, that old fellow, would give such precious spots to an outsider. It turns out you are a member of the Lin family." After finishing, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch looked at Lin Jing with a smile and said, "Since you are a member of the Lin family, then you're not an outsider. Back in the day, I had a good relationship with your Lin family's Fei Ling ancestor. Only later, for some reason, he disappeared without a trace. After his disappearance, I also searched for a significant amount of time, but alas, in the end, I couldn't find him. Soon after, your Lin family also went into decline. Since then, no one from your Lin family has entered the Elixir Alliance anymore. I never thought that today I would still encounter someone from the Lin family." Having spoken, the Alliance Hierarch of the Elixir Alliance took out a purple token emanating a special aura from his person, and then with a wave of his hand, the purple token flew to Lin Jing. Next, the Alliance Hierarch spoke. "Take this token. With this token, you will have much convenience within the Elixir Alliance. If you need to find me, this token can be used." Lin Jing looked at the token, was stunned for a moment, and then looked towards the Alliance Hierarch. The Alliance Hierarch looked at Lin Jing and then spoke. "Accept it. Initially, I couldn't locate failing. I felt guilty about it. Now that I have encountered his descendant, I should naturally take extra care of you." Lin Jing nodded and then said, "Thank you, Elder." After speaking, Lin Jing took the token that was in front of him. After receiving the token, Lin Jing pondered for a moment and then said, "Elder, the ancestor failing, he has actually been found." Upon hearing this, the Alliance Hierarch immediately looked up, eagerly asking Lin Jing, "Where is failing?" Lin Jing spoke. "Ancestor failing was deceived by a friend and accidentally fell into Immortal Crossing Island. At Immortal Crossing Island, he perished together with his foe." Upon hearing this, the Alliance Hierarch suddenly became absent-minded, murmuring, "Deceived by a friend, Immortal Crossing Island." After a long moment, the Alliance Hierarch looked disheartened and said, "I understand." Just as the Alliance Hierarch finished speaking, a presence approached from a distance, rapidly closing in on this location. A moment later, an old man with disheveled hair but clean and tidy robes arrived. After arriving, the old man directly addressed the Alliance Hierarch. "Hierarch, what do you need me for this time? I was busy on my end, then I received your message." Seeing the old man arrive, the Alliance Hierarch came back to his senses, composed himself, and then said to the old man, "Elder Chi, these 2 individuals have just joined our Elixir Alliance. From now on, they will follow you. Take them for the assessment first." Hearing the Alliance Hierarch say this, Elder Chi immediately frowned, seemingly very reluctant. Then, he directly addressed the Alliance Hierarch. "Wait, Hierarch, the Alchemy Conference hasn't started yet. So why are you placing them here now? Moreover, I've always been busy, as you well know. My hands are full with the elixir recipe, and I'm at a critical moment. I really can't spare a single moment. For them to follow me, I really don't have the time to teach them. Just like that last girl you sent to me, I'm still letting her farm. The Alliance Hierarch looked at Elder Chi, seemingly helpless, sighed, and then explained. Elder Chi, surely you know the state of our alliance. Under every other elder, there are at least several people. You alone have only one girl, and you've left her to her own devices for a long time. The others already have complaints. These 2 seats were previously assigned by Elder Bai. Now that Elder Bai is not here, I've temporarily placed them under your care. Upon hearing this, Elder Chi immediately looked at Lin Jing and Changyun, observing them closely, and then, puzzled, he spoke. Grand Elder? Having said this, he turned back to the Alliance Hierarch and continued. Even if they were granted seats by the Grand Elder, if you place them under my care, I truly don't have the time to teach them. The Alliance Hierarch then spoke to Elder Chi. You need not worry about teaching them. They come from the Changyun clan and have their own Alchemy Dao heritage. They really don't need your instruction. Only guide them a little when they encounter some difficult problems, that's all. It won't take much of your time. Changyun clan. Elder Chi turned again to face Lin Jing and Changyun, and after scrutinizing them both, having looked them over, Elder Chi returned his gaze to the Alliance Hierarch, saying, Their cultivation is quite decent, but are they really from the Changyun clan? Do you really not need me to teach? After being asked twice, a slight twitch formed at the corner of the Elixir Alliance Hierarch's mouth. In the Eastern Spirit Realm, the reputation of the Elixir Alliance was extraordinary. Besides its long-standing neutrality, the most important aspect was that once someone successfully joined the Elixir Alliance, they would receive selfless instruction from the seniors within the Alliance. The path of the Alchemy Dao is not easy. Apart from those who either have a master or are from Alchemy Dao families, there are many loose cultivators who have taken this path. There's no need to talk about those with a master or family background, as they naturally don't need to worry with someone to guide them. But there are many loose cultivators who have chosen this path, among whom many are exceptionally talented, but have taken many wrong turns due to lack of guidance. The establishment of the Elixir Alliance actually provided these individuals with some opportunities. Once able to join the Elixir Alliance, they could not only obtain numerous cultivation resources through the Alliance, but could even receive instruction from the seniors which could save them many detours, allowing them to go further on the path of the Alchemy Dao. Therefore, everyone who joins the Elixir Alliance is assigned a mentor who is one level higher than themselves in Alchemy Dao to instruct and help them make quick progress. However, Elder Chi was different. Although one of the elders of the Elixir Alliance, he greatly favored researching elixir recipes and spirit plants and disliked interacting with people, let alone teaching disciples. This undeniably made him an oddity among the many elders. Facing such an elder who disliked contact and teaching, even the Elixir Alliance Hierarch felt quite helpless. However, although Elder Chi seldom taught disciples, since joining the Elixir Alliance, he had studied numerous elixir recipes, making significant contributions to the Alliance. While the Elixir Alliance Hierarch was somewhat speechless when facing Elder Chi, he quickly stabilized his emotions and, with a smile, said again to Elder Chi, Of course. Otherwise, why do you think I placed them under you? I know you're busy and don't have time. And these two, coming from the Changyun clan, really don't need much instruction from you. As he spoke, the Elixir Alliance Hierarch pointed towards Lin Jing and continued, Especially this one, who is already a 7th grade alchemist. The girl I arranged under you before. Didn't you say you didn't have time to teach? Why not just let him teach her on your behalf? This arrangement is actually for your benefit. Upon hearing this, Elder Chi's eyes lit up, and then he looked towards Lin Jing. This kid is a 7th grade alchemist. You aren't fooling me, are you? Even for the Elixir Alliance Hierarch, getting doubted again was somewhat straining. However, as the leader of the Alliance, he maintained his composure and, after taking a deep breath, he patiently continued. Certainly, they have just arrived, and will soon partake in an examination. I plan to have you oversee the examination. Whether he is a 7th grade alchemist or not, won't you know then? Under the persuasive guidance of the Elixir Alliance Hierarch, Elder Chi finally nodded. All right, we'll do it your way. I'll take them to the examination shortly. If they pass, then all is well. If not, I will bring them back to you for handling. Alliance Hierarch. Let me be upfront. Even if they pass, I won't have much time to teach them. If you trouble me over this matter, don't say I didn't warn you. With Elder Chi dragging his feet and repeatedly trying to shirk responsibility, even the Elixir Alliance Hierarch found it hard to contain himself. The Elixir Alliance Hierarch fixed his gaze on Elder Chi, barely suppressing his anger as he spoke. Fine. Should they come to me instead? I have already given them my token, so if there really is any problem, let them come straight to me. Seeing the Elixir Alliance Hierarch in such a state, Elder Chi knew that his patience might have reached its limit. If he continued to drag this out, he might actually find himself on the receiving end of a beating. If that were to happen, it wouldn't be worth it. With that thought, Elder Chi quickly became much more compliant. He dared not look directly at the Elixir Alliance Hierarch again, but turned to Lin Jing and Changyun Yuan Lei, saying, "Let's go. I'll take you to the examination now." With that, Elder Chi took the lead and walked out. After Elder Chi had left, Lin Jing and Changyun Yuan Lei bowed to the Elixir Alliance Hierarch and, following Elder Chi, also departed. Only after they had all left did the Elixir Alliance Hierarch reveal a look of extreme frustration. Why did my mind go blank and I chose him? This is just purely making things difficult for myself.